podcast is part of the Pod Syndicate family. For more criminally compelling shows, articles, and conversations, head to wearepodsyndicate.com.
Hello there, my fine feathered friends, and welcome to episode 391 of Film A Bastards. My name is Ian Loring, and as always, I am joined by
Becky Foster. Hello, everyone.
I'm Matt Foster. Hello, everybody.
Hello indeed. Hope everybody is safe and well. Coming up on this week's show, we have got quite the double header. We have got the Netflix Jackass people produced hidden camera comedy but with a fictional narrative, Bad Trip, and we've got a retro review. I believe Becky's first time watching it.
Is indeed.
Mr. Police, you could have saved her. I gave you all the Snowman. Yes, it is the Snowman. The Snowman has returned. This time he's got two faces. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I forgot about
He's got the face the one way. He's got the face the other way. My God.
But
So
different levels.
yes, they are. There's the one actual face, and then the face on the torso. It's
it's like Quato on Total Recall.
yeah.
It is.
And just, I know we're not talking about the Snowman yet, but just to fully address this point now. What was his thinking behind that? Just like, I fucking have to do a snowman, and I know that she is not going to walk this side of the snowman, so I can do this. Was he just in a hurry?
Hedging his bets.
Incredible.
I haven't quite worked out which way. If she's walking, it's this way. If she's by car, it's this side.
Just amazing. Amazing scenes. We will get to the snowman.
Maybe, just very lastly on that, maybe they all had two faces. It was just that was the only one we saw both sides of.
Maybe it is. Maybe.
Fuck. Well, that's something to ponder. So we're also going to have, I believe, an absolute shit ton of what we watched again. We've got, there's a lot of trailers.
There is some trailers, yeah.
We got some Twitter questions. It is a busy one, so we are podsyndicate.com. Check out the site for more podcast family. Chin Striker vs. Punter, the Iron sequel, his film, her movie, Entertainment Landfill, Beyond the Neon, etc., the Rewatch Project. And patreon.com/Film Bastards for usually longer shows. This one's not a patron edit this week because we've started a little bit later than we usually do. But they are usually longer shows, and you've got some other bonus stuff as well. And his film, her movies, Jordan McGrath said, have you ever thought about putting up the price because I'd pay for it? So there's a recommendation. No, we're not going to put up the price. But Jordan would pay more. If Jordan wants to give us more money, he's welcome to.
And Jordan's a smart man.
He is. He knows his onions. So, yes, let's get on with it. So, news. Apparently, the UK is not inherently racist. Hooray.
Apparently, according to institutions, there is no institutional racism.
I mean, it feels like they've got skin in the game there, doesn't it?
You be quiet. I don't see a flag behind you, Becky. How dare you? Anyway.
God, the flag thing. What the actual fuck?
It's all a distraction. It's
Yep.
all a culture war that they're trying to set up because they don't want people asking other questions. They just want people going mad on social media about flags, whether they're for or against flags, so that people aren't asking other things. Anyway, well done, UK.
For not being
Joking.
racist.
Yeah, well done. I am of course joking. It's fucking horrific. That I don't know. It's like Hannibal Lecter publishes reports proving he's not cannibal. You know, yeah. Anyway, God, sorry. Where do I go from there? That was kind of off the cuff, and I've kind of killed my momentum. Here we go. So, Army Hammer has been dropped from another project, and there's been some scuttlebutt about what the fuck's gonna happen with Death on the Nile.
Can you imagine the promoters going, right, so we've got to work around Death on the Nile and West Side Story.
Yeah. I mean, the
Is there another
funniest thing.
pandemic we can throw out there?
The funniest thing about Death on the Nile is that it would have come out earlier, but Disney made Kenneth Branagh go back to Artemis Fowl to try and fix it.
Which of course works out in the end.
Well done. Well done. Yeah, so apparently he's almost the male lead of the film, according to reports. And it seems like straight up Christopher Plumbering him is probably a non-starter. So, you know, what do they do? I think what's going to happen is it will come out in February next year. Army Hammer will be in it, and there will be statements condoning him, and we'll move on.
Yeah.
I think that will be it.
It literally will be. You know, there's other people in this movie.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, I think them moving it from December so they didn't have to deal with West Side Story and this in the same fucking month is it was probably a sensible decision.
Yeah. Hey,
just go.
What do you want to do for Valentine's Day? I want to go and watch a rapist cannibal movie. Allegedly.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, we talked about it at the time. You know, I was like reading out the texts, and you know, we were just like, you know, don't kink shame. It does seem to be more than that now, you know, and other evidence has come to light. So
new shit has come to light.
New shit has indeed come to light, and obviously we don't condone that. But if it was just weird kink cannibal texts, it was you do you. Yeah. Now it's not. So there you go.
If it's weird kinky being a cannibal, then that takes it to another level, doesn't it?
Mm.
Mm.
There's a lot of minutiae involved in that as well, though, isn't there?
As King Shark, my new best friend, would say, num num.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Oh dear, indeed. Yeah. I don't know. It kind of seems to be a little quiet at the moment. I think, you know, it kind of feels like everybody's in a holding pattern, just seeing if cinemas do reopen, and then what happens from there. I mean, LA is going to be allowed to have 50% capacity in cinemas, up from 25%, ready for Godzilla vs. Kong on Friday.
And word is that it is virtually impossible to get a ticket for that film this weekend.
It's looking to do like maybe upwards of $30 million on its opening weekend, which is great news. Considering that fucking thing is on HBO Max in the US as well. Amazing. It did, I think, $120 million worldwide last weekend, mainly thanks to China.
125 mil, I think. 122 million, I think it did.
Over double the previous COVID best, which was Tenet, which did about 55 million. So it, you know, it feels like, you know, if you screen it, they will come. You know, very comforting. Also, Mortal Kombat got pushed back a week in the US.
Yeah.
And it's like that's then only about 3 weeks before like cinemas open here. If Mortal Kombat is out the day cinemas are open, I'll probably just wait and go and see it in the cinema. Like,
yeah, I'm at that stage. If when that comes out on HBO Max and is there to watch at home, if it's already booking at cinemas, I'll be looking at it going. I mean, it's not a movie that I need to watch now. I'd happily wait a few more weeks to kind of go and watch that in a cinema.
I fucking need that film, but I kind of need it on a big screen and preferably with a beer. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we'll talk about trailers. I suppose actually it's probably a good segue into trailers.
Yeah.
Because we've got two which are both. So we've got a couple of trailers for films that are both gonna be out in the US. I think Spiral is out May 14th.
Yep.
Pardon me. And Wrath of Man is out on the 7th.
Yeah.
Cinemas are due to open here on the 17th. Touch wood. So there is a decent chance that they will come out the day cinemas open. And frankly, if them and Mortal Kombat are all out that day, I'd be very tempted to take a half day off work and triple bill it.
Well, we actually go on holiday that day, don't we? So I think we're going to try and go in the morning, aren't we?
Yes. You want to try and fit 2 films in before we set off, don't you?
Yes.
If it was so, judging by the marketing and whatnot so far, if it was 2 of those 3, what do you go for?
Spiral and Wrath of Man.
What are the 3, sorry?
Spiral, Wrath of Man, and Mortal Kombat.
I'd go Spiral and Mortal Kombat, to be fair.
Yeah, but I really like the trailer for Wrath of Man. It's marked me.
It is, yeah. I was more taken with the use of the weirdy version of Folsom Prison in the trailer. But it's a good trailer.
The Wrath of Man trailer, I don't know, it's I think there's going to be a lot more Guy Ritchie in the film than this trailer kind of almost seems to be making out. It kind of looks like any of the action directors Statham's been working with for the last few years could have done this one, judging by the trailer. But I mean, I very much want to see the film, don't get me wrong, and I like the trailer, but I don't know. I would have liked a little bit of fast cutting, maybe a bit of comedy and whatnot, because this makes it look like Wrath of Man. Man is out for vengeance for 90 minutes. And that's fine, but I'd want me some Guy Ritchie-isms in there as well.
I reckon you'll get that in trailer 2.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm hoping so. I mean, whether we'll get a trailer 2, I think is going to be key, because we're, about 5 weeks out from it coming out in the US now, 5-6 weeks.
Yeah, I think it'll ramp up in the next few weeks.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
I think they'll want to, what they'll do with it, there's no point in playing a long game with these, with the marketing for these movies. They want to get it. They want to get it in people's head. Look, this is happening now. You can go and see it in like a couple of weeks' time. Go now. And that's what they want to do, because they want to then move on to the next fucking one. And the next one isn't 6 weeks away. It's 7 days away.
Yeah.
That's it. And forward marketing has not proved to be anybody's friend over the last year, has it? Because dates have shifted and parameters have changed. So.
Yeah, I think the idea of us getting trailers for things 8 months in advance at the moment will still be held back a little bit.
I have to admit, I'm still a bit squirrely about whether I think cinemas will actually reopen on the 17th of May.
I think they will. I can't see a reason why they won't now.
I mean, yeah, it's the numbers, I mean, the amount of daily cases is pretty much like remains steady, but the people in hospital continues to go down. Like that's the super key thing to it all.
I think a lot of it has to depend on how the next few weeks go.
Yeah.
If we do get hit by this third wave from Europe, I think dates could slip.
The thing with that is just the fact that we've got so many more people jabbed over here. The cases could rise, but the thing is, the cases could rise, but if the hospitalizations don't go up that much, they'll proceed. They can't, like, I mean, for the Tories, it would not be political suicide because they're fucking Teflon at the moment, but cracks would start appearing if, even with this cautious but irreversible lockdown, it still doesn't work.
There is no way they're shifting any of these dates apart from possibly the June 21st one.
The June 21st one is definitely that was fucking ballsy that you said that anyway.
What are you on about? I want to go clubbing, Mark.
Cool. You can go on your own.
Clubbing just fills me with
not even COVID related. The thought of going clubbing fills me with
yeah.
The wiener dog here, Mark Drakeford. I mean, like, he's been very. June's really way too optimistic. We're not giving that fucking date. No way. But I was like a slight tangent. Previously, cinemas in Wales were just lumped in with hospitality in general. So like pubs and restaurants and whatnot. And I was worried because he was saying like that we're not giving any dates for indoor hospitality. However, now they've been moved into entertainment venues along with like bowling alleys and casinos and whatnot. And they can reopen at COVID alert level 2 here. And we're in 3 now. So like I was concerned about that because it would have been fucking infuriating if I had to Wonder Woman it over to Bristol again just to go see a film. I would do it. Like I would like probably take the day off work and just see 3 in a day. But it looks like
but it wouldn't be like you could just go, fuck it, I'm gonna go to the cinema tonight.
I mean, this is the thing. It's like the Cineworld's been closed since October, but the Showcase, which is only like a 10-minute drive away from me, was like open whenever it could be open. So, I've got options there. But then again, the Cineworld's going to be open like everywhere as soon as it can anyway. They must be fucking burning money at the moment for how long they've been closed for.
Yeah. So what is going to be funny is to see how they do the Cineworld cards, the unlimited cards, because like. A lot of people, they've been closed effectively. A lot of people's cards will have just fucking run out.
They'll just extend it again like they did when they reopened back in August. I think I had a new expiration date of like April 22 or something like that. I wasn't very far into my my re-upping. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think I'll be sorted until probably. No, that can't be right. No, it wasn't April. Maybe it was January. I think it was January. So now I think I'll probably be good till like April, May or so. I don't know. But it's funny. I was looking at my I bought shares in Cineworld when they were cratering. And I showed this on the Boyd text the other day, but for Becky's benefit, I invested like 20 quid and the shares are currently worth about 75.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's like, I want them to reach a point where I could also get an Odeon Limitless for a year.
Yeah.
And then like I can just fake IMAX it up whenever the fuck I want as well. So yeah, I'm gonna sell Cineworld shares to buy an Odeon card. That's the plan.
Wow.
But yeah, Wrath the Man, looking forward to it. Let's see what happens. Spiral. it's interesting. They're not really going for the horror here. It's more the Chris Rock exasperatingly shouting in a police station.
Yeah,
I'm kind of here for it though.
Yeah, they're going for more of like a procedural thing, aren't they? I think they're wanting to. I think it's a little bit like they go, look, we know we're going to get the horror Saw fans going to see this because they're going to be intrigued by it. So we don't get those. What we want is we want other people. What we want is we want the people who usually wouldn't go and watch a horror movie to come and watch this movie. I think it's going to be more thriller horror rather than horror thriller.
Prediction right now, based on, it's going to be one of two things. Max Minghella is the killer, or Chris Rock is the killer.
I don't think it's Chris Rock. I think it's Max Minghella.
It'd be fucking boring if that is the case. But he just like, there's a couple of looks that he gives in that trailer, and it's a bit.
I'm actually quite looking forward to seeing just Max Minghella in things again because I actually quite like him as a screen presence.
Yeah, same. But yeah, it'll be interesting. It feels like they know they're going to get an R in the US, but could they get away with a 15 over here and kind of like less restrictive ratings in like than are in other countries and whatnot? And yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's cool that Darren Lynn Bousman's directing it. You know, like Chris Rock was like, I'm not going to like just go, this is my Saw now, fuck off. You know how to make these films. Let's make a film.
That's it, yeah. It would have been weird if Chris Rock had tried to direct it. I think he knows maybe his limitations on this.
I do want to get a rewatch of Top 5 in at some point. I thought I quite enjoyed that. You guys ever seen that?
Top 5, yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it's good. Okay. There is a biggie, but I won't get to that just yet. So the artist formerly known as Connected, The Mitchells versus the Machines, I think it's called, Netflix animation, which is coming out April 30th.
Oh yeah, I get to this one. What's it look like?
It looks like a laugh. There's a Furby like saying like in subtitles like something like "Embrace the Dark Master" before attacking people. You know, it's yeah, why not? It looks like the kind of thing that I will actually successfully get lots to sit down for an hour and a half and watch. So I'm game for it. And good on Sony for selling some stuff and making some bank. Awful fucking trailer, this one. Shoplifters of the World.
Oh yes. It's a little bit like America hasn't quite got the memo about Morrissey yet.
Mm-hmm.
and it's sort of like they've gone, oh, with all of these, what is it? With all of like these music-inspired movies, what if we did one about the Smiths? Because they were really important to me when I was growing up. Because you know, I grew up on movies like Pretty in Pink and Breakfast Club and all of these other movies, and you know, it was British pop bands were like a really big thing to me. And I've gone, oh yeah, let's do that. And then they've made it, and you can have those one Brit in the room going, should I fucking tell them? Should I tell them that every Smiths fan in the UK is gonna go, oh no, just no. Yeah. The thing is, I love the Smiths. And I feel sorry for Johnny Marr and the rest of them because Morris is a prick.
It's gutting, isn't it?
It really is.
And I mean, I don't know. I mean, like maybe there's a twist in here where it's, I don't know, they time travel to the future and Discovery's awful or something, and then they. But no, I mean it's just a terrible trailer as well.
A trailer as well. I think I messaged you when you messaged it and said it's a little bit like it's hipster Airheads.
Yeah. I don't know whether they're taking the piss or not. I kind of thought it might actually be a parody, but apparently it's not.
It's not, no. But the thing is, I am absolutely curious enough to go and watch it.
I'm not sure I am. I mean, good on you. I mean, to be fair, if you said to me, Ian, you could go to the cinema tonight, but the only thing playing is Shoplifters of the World, I'd be, yeah, all right then.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. The thing is, you look at it going, it's either going to be 92 minutes or inexplicably 132 minutes long.
Oh, God.
It's going to be one of those.
Trailer looks like it tells the entire story. There are these two pauses
Do you know what?
in.
It's 90 minutes long.
Oh, there you go. There's two pauses in the trailer while it just does this like one shot as a Smiths song plays, and it's just, what are you doing? We get it. There's going to be a lot of Smiths music in this. You don't need to pause the trailer for 10 seconds to show a shot of someone walking. No.
What's Joe Manganiello doing in this?
Yeah, I mean, well, there's some rare D&D shit he wants to buy off eBay. I don't know.
When he came up on screen, it was literally like, he needs some fucking D&D stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not dragging D&D fans. You know, it's just, it seems to be what he's been doing during lockdown, and fair play to the guy. You know, everybody's, got to have their ways of staying sane.
Oh man, yeah, I've watched some YouTube bits of him talking about it, and it's fascinating how fucking into it he is.
Passionate,
and how much he's just like, yeah, it's this, and you're watching it going, do you know what? Literally, hearing anybody talk about something they are really passionate about, unless it's something just fucking weird, then it's fascinating. I find it fascinating.
Yeah, quite. No, I absolutely, like I say, not many to drag D&D fans and whatnot. I mean, like, it made me laugh. It was like he was looking on eBay. It was like, that's a bit of a spicy meatball for whatever. And then the call came in from his agent, and he was like, can I have the money in advance? Yeah, they'll send it to you right now if you want. Yeah, I'll do it.
Instead, could I just send you a link?
Yeah. Here's my Venmo. Can I see it now? Yeah, okay, I've got it. Right, what's the film called?
And it's about who? The Smith. Cool. Will Smith's in it. Brilliant. Cool. And he's turned up and just gone.
Yeah. Wowee.
I'll be in my trailer doing what? Not this.
Right, we continue on with more trailers. The Rebecca Hall one, whose name escapes me, the something house. I want to say the Dark House.
Oh yes, the Night House.
The Night House.
Yes.
So this played Sundance. Searchlight film. Looks creepy. Glad to see Rebecca Hall again.
Are we getting to the point of going, why is Rebecca Hall in this stuff? Why?
I mean, the thing is, she's directed a film as well, which I believe sold to Netflix. So I think it is just to fund the other shit I want to do.
I mean, and if that's it, brilliant. Because a Rebecca Hall directed movie is interesting. Oh, she's an executive producer on this as well, so maybe it's just that.
Yeah, there you go. It's like, we'll give you a decent wage, we'll give you an executive producer credit, and it's directed by David Bruckner, who directed a section of VHS 2 and The Ritual, which like a British horror film that came out a couple of years back. Remember it being not bad.
I think I remember you talking about it. I think you quite enjoyed it, actually. I think you said that you were quite surprised at how interesting it actually was.
Yeah. So, Yeah, I mean, what did you guys think of this? I'll watch this in a cinema, no problem.
I watched it and I actually like the look of it. Did you watch it? No.
I've not seen this. No.
But yeah, you see, if I get to see that in the cinema on like a Thursday night or something like that, I'll be well happy.
Yeah, quite.
It's one of those. If it's the only thing out that week, I'll be a little bit like, I wish there was something else out. But it isn't. It's going to be the other cinema trip we do that week.
Yeah.
Feels like I want to double bill with something.
Yeah. You kind of want to come out of something a bit more bombastic. Grab it
and then go into that.
And then go back in.
Yeah. That's the vibe I'm getting with this. So that's out in the summer. So great. Have I missed any apart from the big one?
Let me double check.
Good trailer week though.
It does, but it also feels like quite a normal week trailer week, if you know what I mean.
And this is it. It kind of feels like we're gonna start having those more normal weeks now, unless something bad happens. Touch wood, it doesn't.
We've literally had a year of going, what trailer's been out this week then, guys? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just a biggie now.
Sweet. Okay, so The Suicide Squad, starring my best friend King Shark. Yeah, I mean, I suppose it was basically what you expected, but also King Shark.
And that cat man.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah. Motion capped by Sean Gunn.
Yeah. I read a thing that said that he randomly just like does really odd shit, including like jerking off and stuff like that in the comics occasionally. And it's like, do you think that James Gunn's going to do that in a big budget, not Marvel, sorry, big budget superhero movie? I think he might.
I think he will.
I think he could.
I fucking bang up for this. At time of recording, if this comes out over here the same weekend as it does in the US, I think it's a weekend that we're meeting up.
Yes.
In Manchester. I'm fucking, I promise you, I am getting to York this year. It's fucking happening. It is happening. And then you lot are coming to Cardiff next year.
Bond you're coming for.
Right. The thing is, there is a chance that my buzz may be harshed.
That's a good point.
I'm ever so sorry. I'm calling it as I sees it. I think I'd rather, if we're gonna meet up, I'd rather meet up for a guaranteed banger.
Yeah.
For everyone.
Something there isn't so much on the line for.
Like, seriously, if I like No Time to Die like I think I'm going to, and you guys are maybe not hating it, but potentially ambivalent, I don't think I can deal. Now, however, I think there is an argument for Halloween Kills.
Ooh. Yeah, there is.
Because it's a bit of a sequel to, going to Manchester, and then Halloween ends, you guys come to Cardiff.
That makes sense. Yeah, I like the symmetry of that.
Yeah. So, there we go. And that's the thing with Halloween Kills. I'm not chomping at the bit for it. I don't think anyone's particularly, I must have it now. That's the thing.
I think if that movie is anywhere between 5 out of 10 and 8 out of 10, we'll all be fine with it.
Exactly.
Ian, Suicide Squad, did you know that King Shark before it was voiced by Sylvester Stallone? Because I had no idea.
I didn't. It was great. It was so good.
Did you read the story about what that Stallone... I can't remember, Stallone James Gunn put out about how Stallone got it.
I think it was James Gunn.
Yeah. He basically said, I want you in Suicide Squad. He was like, all right. I want you in my new film. I think it was. Didn't he say it was Suicide Squad, didn't he? And he was like, all right, cool, yeah. What's the thing? Went, you're going to play a shark. He's like, all right, that can kind of talk. He's like, yep, sold.
I mean, the thing is, right? Big dumb animals is kind of my sweet spot. You know,
As well, you know the big scene in it where he's ripping rips the guy apart.
dude.
Yep, that is obviously the King Shark bit is a mocap and a CG bit, but apparently the body that's being ripped is a practical effect.
Great.
Nice.
It's not
Great.
CG.
Great. I like. He's a shark. He wears shorts. He points out his hand. I'm just like, I'm laughing just saying that. And yeah, I mean, like, Kiki is a massive dog and she's thick as shit. And I love her. She's so dumb and she's brilliant. And King Shark is dumb and he's brilliant. But also, the rest of the trailer looks like a ton of fun.
Yeah. I am very. I'll say to you, Bex, when we rewatched the trailer, didn't we, today before we recorded? I'm very up for sort of John Cena becoming kind of like the new Rock that's out there. Because I mean, this isn't anything against Rock, but John Cena seems like a really good dude, and he's really good at comedy, like really good at comedy.
He currently doesn't have a tequila brand.
And he
to
currently
shill.
isn't trying to shill a tequila brand to me.
Yeah.
Well, he's trying to get into games now because he's got an energy drink to shill.
Yeah. I checked out a little bit of the Rock brand.
Yeah.
Yep. But Jungle Cruise is going to bring us back.
Yeah, the big budget movie that nobody is fucking talking about.
Suicide Squad, just yes, please. Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm very up for it. It does look like it's going to be a lot of fun.
How you feeling about it, Bex?
Yeah, no, it looks great. I was saying to Mark after we watched it for the first time, so hang on, is this a reboot or a sequel?
Sequel of sorts.
It's a soft sequel, isn't it? Is what they're calling it.
Yeah. It doesn't ignore the first Suicide Squad.
But it doesn't follow from it.
And it does follow from it, but it doesn't call back to it very often.
Yeah.
Is what they've said.
Yeah, distinct lack of Cara Delevingne, I think, is interesting. But
I mean, nobody needs Cara Delevingne.
The amusing thing is that you keep seeing on Twitter about all these things saying, "Oh, David Ayer is interested in doing an Ayer cut of Suicide Squad," and he keeps commenting it, going, "Am I?"
No, but it's been quoted as saying like they did what they did and I signed off on it. It is what it is, but it does make me sad that people didn't get to see the film that I made.
Yeah, but he's also come out and said after the trailer gone, just watched the trailer for James Gunn's Suicide Squad. I want to fucking see that movie.
Yeah, he was very kind about that, wasn't he? It's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't.
See the cut, though.
I'd just like to see more other David Ayer movies.
Well, yeah.
Move on from that.
I think we can all say that we've had enough David Ayer films, and we can move on from him. I
don't think Mark would agree with that.
Fury is fucking fantastic.
One last trailer, actually, for me. I knew I was forgetting one. Zola, which...
Oh, I didn't watch this yet, yeah.
Yeah, A24 film.
Cool.
So there's
a sign of quality right there.
Is it? So wait, is this the Gianfranco Zola biopic we've been waiting for?
No, it's the film based on a Twitter thread.
Okay.
Oh, is it that cunt? Yeah.
So yeah, I felt old watching it, but I'm ready to give it a go.
I've just tried reading the premise, and it's made me doubt the existence of God.
Yeah, it is a bit like that, to be honest. And yeah, I'm not entirely sure I want to spend a lot of time in the company of these folks. But then again, there's a lot of films I watch where I wouldn't want to be in the company of those folks, and I think they're great films. So,
it's a good point.
You know, who's to say? I will go into it with open eyes and a wanting to love heart. Yeah, you know. And it reminds me, in that kind of vein, I want to rewatch the Florida Project and see whether I was just being a fucking arsehole. I don't think I was, but I want to give it another go. Sorry.
Is the Florida Project is... I thought it was longer. Which one am I thinking of? Am I thinking of American Honey, is it?
American Honey's like 2.5 hours long.
That's the one I'm thinking of. That's what I'm thinking of. Whereas this Zola movie, which isn't about Gianfranco Zola apparently, is only 90 minutes long.
There we go.
I am waiting for somebody now to do a rehash of the Zola poster with the face of Gianfranco Zola on it.
You should do it.
If I had the skill, I would.
Somebody do it. No, do it. But yeah, I don't know. Just a slight tangent. The Florida Project. Sean Baker, the director, he's really, really good on Twitter, and he's really, really passionate about films and like other people's films and celebrating things. It's like I kind of think maybe I had a bit of, for like some unfounded reason, I think the director's a bit of a fucking pretentious prick, and that I'm going to watch the film with that lens, and I think maybe I need to not. Well, no, I definitely need to not do that. So I could see me rewatching that quite soon, and you know, Willem Dafoe Oscar nominated. That's going to be a good time, isn't it? So
we quite liked. I think we both watched Tangerine, didn't we?
I liked Tangerine. That's the thing. I liked Tangerine. I wasn't as gaga for it as a lot of folks were, but I liked it. It was good.
Yeah, I think when we watched it, I think we both kind of liked it. And I liked Starlet, the movie we did before that. In fact, I really liked Starlet, actually. It was I quite enjoyed that. But the Florida Project just never appealed to me, I think, for some reason.
Did you ever see it?
No, I didn't, actually.
Okay.
It seemed like misery porn.
Yeah.
At a time, I was just like, I don't need that in my life right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, it's probably on a streaming service somewhere. Anyway. But that was it. Zola doesn't have a release date over here yet. Oh fuck! No, there was another one. Jesus wept. Ben Wheatley's new one, In the Earth.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah. It's interesting.
I'm really up for that.
Yeah, I'm up for it. It looks like a field in England, but it could be quite good.
That's a perspective. Yeah, I'm up for big, surreal, stroby imagery and a creeping sense of dread in a cinema. Yes, please. In the middle of June. It's going to be hot as balls outside. Fuck that noise. I'm going to go watch a Ben Wheatley shot in lockdown horror movie for an hour and a half.
Yep.
Yeah, bang up for that, I gotta say. But right, I think that is it for trailers. What a week.
It's a bit of a banger week, actually.
Oh, like, cinema's coming back. Like, it's so exciting. Like, because it was like, you know, last year we had Tenet and whatnot, but the marketing gears weren't really like gearing up for anything. You know, there was every now and then you'd have a Wonder Woman trailer or like a I can't even fucking think of anything else actually. Like really big, you know, there was a No Time to Die trailer that came out and then like the release date got pushed, and you know, but now that was like a lot of pretty, especially for like film folks, big trailers all in a week. Who knows what will happen next week? What a time to be alive. Tell you what, not bothered about being alive over the last year, but this next year, yes please. Yes please. Yes please. Right, let's do a review.
Don't look him in the eye. It's his skin. He's a human being! His name's Chris. Stay calm.
And let's do Bad Trip, which is directed by, wow, that was a real name. Kitao Sakurai. I thought for sure that was a nom de plume. But no, he's a dude. He's worked with Eric Andre quite a lot. That makes sense. Well, bless your heart, Don. Thank you so much. She's just come in and grabbed me another beer. That's lovely. I've got a great wife. I really do. I'm very lucky. Right, directed by Kitao Sakurai and starring Eric Andre, Tiffany Haddish, Lil Rel Howery, and a bunch of real folks. So this is essentially hidden cameras, but kind of like telling a fictional narrative where Eric Andre and Lil Rel Howery go on a road trip to see an ex crush, I think, of Eric Andre's, while Tiffany Haddish plays Lil Rel Howery's sister, who breaks out of prison and wants her car back. So, I'm not going to go to Becky first, because I don't think she wants me to.
No.
Okay. So, Mark, this is a film that had, fuck all promotion. It wasn't a Netflix original. Netflix bought it. It's actually an Orion Pictures film, which surprised the shit out of me when it started. But if you were to see this in a cinema, do you think your experience would have been increased by having other people reacting to it around you with the greatest of respect other than Becky? And I'm saying that because I know what she thought of the film.
Possibly, yeah. In terms of that, actually, yeah, because there is that kind of that vibe thing that you can get from having a lot of people. It's not like cues to laugh, but you get that kind of that secondhand enjoyment out of things. I think if it's in a busier cinema, I mean, for instance, when we went to see Beck's 21 Jump Street and there was 3 other people in the cinema and we were laughing energetically at most of it, weren't we? I think we were annoying the shit out of people how much we were enjoying that.
Yeah.
But if it's like if it was, let's say, a 30% capacity cinema and that was taken up there and people were just enjoying the stupidity of this, then I think it could up your enjoyment a little bit of it, for sure. Also, as well, I think coming from my point of view, maybe not Beck's point of view, it isn't one that I wouldn't feel short shrift if I'd seen this in a cinema.
Right, but if you'd paid to see it in a cinema rather than going for free on your Cineworld card, would you?
No, because
Really?
Anything that if I pay to go and see it, that is out of my mind, because I'm paying for the experience of the cinema and everything like that, so the quality of the film doesn't affect if I paid for it or not.
No, but you wouldn't think, well, shit, that's a whole bunch of time and 10 quid of my money that I've wasted on fucking awful shite.
No, but the time thing maybe, but the money thing never plays into me for something like that. Once the money's gone, it's gone, and that never bothers me.
All right, put it another way. Say you budget for one cinema trip per week, and you'd wasted your fucking money seeing this. And not seeing something else.
I would feel that was unfortunate.
You'd be fucking pissed off.
But I'd have a word with myself. But it wouldn't be the film's. But it wouldn't be the film's fault.
Everything's the film's fault.
It would be my fault. it would be my lack of judgment. I have a much lower tolerance for films high tolerance for films than you.
Mm-hmm.
But no,
Right, say it's your one film a month, and you've gone to see this. You'd come out, you'd be fucking self-flagellate.
At the moment, I'd be fine with seeing anything in the fucking cinema.
I'd be kicking myself. I'd be breaking back in.
Sorry. So, Bex, is this maybe the film of your history on Bastards? Is this the least you've liked a film?
I don't know, to be perfectly honest, because I've been very angry with a few films over the time I've been on the show. I really fucking hated it though. Really, really, it pissed me off because it's so tropey as well. It's like there's so much cliched shite in there that it's just fucking lazy. And that pissed me off about it. The one good bit about this film was the fucking Orion movies bit popping up at the beginning. And I was like, oh, I like seeing that. That's nice, little throwback. And then the rest of it was fucking awful.
Can I ask as well, with the tropey stuff, do you mean like the plot or like just the jokes in general or both? Like
the jokes were lazy. Like you could have if you'd sat down and gone, right, this is going to be this kind of movie, and you'd had to kind of think of things that were going to be in there. There'd be some kind of fucking jizz joke in there. You could have anticipated, like, halfway through the movie, the fucking awful and offensive white gut chicks bit at the end. And it's so fucking crass, and I don't mind crass done well. Like, I was thinking about this after we'd watched it, and like, I'm not big on fucking stupid humour. No. I don't really like it. But like something like Airplane, as an example, you've got crass jokes in there, like the bit where the flight attendant, I can't remember what she's called, is giving the autopilot a nice little blowy in the cockpit. That's crass. But it's fucking funny.
I wouldn't say that's crass, though.
It is crass.
No, I don't think it is crass.
As subject matter, it is crass. But it's done intelligently, and it's done in a funny way, and the kind of it looks the way it is, but it's not the way it is kind of thing is done very well. Whereas this is just. I fucking hated it. And we wasted our Sunday morning watching this fucking awful film. I get 2 days off a week. Half of one of them was spent watching this shite.
80 minutes long.
Yeah, it's not that long, buddy.
I fucking felt it.
You felt like it, yeah. So, I mean, this is the thing, right? Imagine the opposite of a Venn diagram. And that's where Bex and I are with Bad Trip. I really, 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 really liked it.
I think on a sliding scale, Mark's in the middle.
I am literally the dot in the middle of that Venn diagram.
Yeah. I mean, it made me laugh a lot, but you know, long-time listeners of the show know my predilection for liking the dumbest shit imaginable. So, you know, and it is completely objective, but I liked the cum joke stuff. You know, like I thought it made me laugh. I liked the way that it brought up things that happen in films, but did them in a real setting with people who didn't know what was going on. So, you know, the bit where Eric Andre has the musical number and he's in that mall and then people just start...
Yeah, that was quite funny.
Yeah, and it's just the people dancing around, then when those like that confetti goes off and that one guy just shits himself. The the fucking when he's having the dream sequence of like coming in when she's in the boardroom doing the meeting or whatever, and then they just start making out, and that one guy, like everybody, like all the other people are a bit like, what the fuck's going on here? And this one guy is just smiling and having the best time watching them go at it on the table. Oh God, I know I'm doing in this bit, but fucking Tiffany Haddish, when she gets down from that fucking police prison transit vehicle, and that guy is like,
oh, that poor guy.
I mean, that poor guy. Like, you need to go. You need to go. You need to get the fuck out of here. But I like the way, he is, he's trying to help her. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like this film has got these little pockets of nice people being nice.
I wonder if he got in trouble for that, though, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, that's... I can't remember which chat I WhatsApped it in, but it was one that was with Mark, where I was just like, there is one scene involving Tiffany Haddish that I'm stunned the guy signed the release for, and it was that. I cannot fucking believe that. But yeah, and like I say, it's just nice people being nice, cutting through the rather more kind of like fratty nature of some of the jokes. That, when they have that fucking car crash. And again, it's like you have those kinds of car crashes happen in films all the time. But how would people react if that shit happened in real life? And that's how I find that interesting. And then that one guy just putting them apart and trying to mediate the situation.
He didn't feel legit to me.
I looked. The thing is, the cast list had like who the plants were in the cast list, and he wasn't one of them.
Mm.
Fair. I get no, Bex. I mean, I get that. I'm gonna take the film at its word that it was legit, and I thought that was, I thought that was a nice moment. And I enjoyed watching Eric Andre and Lil Rel Howery spend time together. I thought they were good together. I thought, Tiffany Haddish, she's got that thing where, yeah, fair play, she could be quite intimidating, and she knows that, and she plays it well. And that bit in the restaurant where they're in there, they leave, and she comes in, leave, and they keep on like switching back and forth. Like, if I was in that restaurant, I would be freaked out, and the people in there felt natural. That one woman, like, it was just kind of going a bit nuts at it all. Like, it was brilliant. It took me by surprise, not just for the more jackassy aspects of it, but just for how it showed that people can be nice, which sounds like such a stupid fucking pat thing to say, but it's cool watching, people react to these things and try and help.
Yeah, that's it. It's not. It's always trying to play it them as the arseholes in the room.
Yeah, they are the jokes. Not the people. If the people react in funny ways, then fucking fair enough. But they are the jokes.
Yeah, that was quite. I enjoyed that about it. Yeah, the thing is, I think I am in between you both in the sense that I chuckled enough at bits. There was a lot of essentially. I think if you cut out just shocked reactions of people stood around. Then I think you'd have maybe like a 60-minute movie.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair.
I think there was a couple of the big jokes didn't land for me.
Which ones? That fucking gorilla segment was just painful.
Yeah, the gorilla one didn't land for me.
But I like gorillas.
You like gorillas?
Gorillas fucking people though, and then jizzing all over them.
But the thing was, is I could get on board with it the first time. But then when it went back to tell a joke, It was a little bit like...
That's fair.
The problem is, what you've done now is you've told the same joke twice, and if you've not found it funny the first time, you're really not going to find it funny the fucking second time.
Oh, but the second time there's loads of spunk coming out.
And also as well, I'm looking at it going, right, but in a minute, am I going to get, at the end of this movie, am I going to get loads of people going, no way, when we get the blooper reel at the end of it and the camera's coming out, because you know that's going to happen over the credits. And then you watch it going, oh, fucking come on. You must have known. Also, it made me, I did turn around to you at that point and go, fucking hell, is that a real zoo? How depressing is that?
Yeah, that zoo did look really depressing.
It did.
Very brown. A lot of chain link.
It was just, yeah, I was just going, I have been to only a couple of zoos in my life because I don't like zoos, apart from that one where I met at Giraffe that time. I don't like zoos, but I was going, are there actually zoos that exist like that?
To be fair, Mark, we've been together a very long time. The closest to a zoo that we've been to is a safari park.
No. We went to Chester Zoo.
Ah, we did, didn't
Yes,
we?
fuck you, that's where I met at Giraffe. Prick.
Oh, it's nice, it's Chester.
It is, you see.
I don't think you needed to say fuck you or prick. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, but blimey, Charlie, Mark.
Yeah, we did go. Chester Zoo's nice though, and the what was the
It was
safari?
hot as fuck, wasn't it, when we went?
It was really hot when we went to the safari park thing as well.
What, happened at a safari park?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
yeah.
I don't know if that was me.
I mean, it was.
Which
You
safari
just
park
blacked
did you go?
out drunk.
I think that's where you met the giraffe. I think you're getting muddled.
No, it was Chester Zoo. Which safari park do you think we went to?
I don't know.
I haven't been to a safari park.
Was that place we went? That was where we met the giraffe.
It wasn't. That was Chester Zoo.
Was it Chester Zoo?
Yeah.
It looked like a safari
I have
park.
not been to a safari park.
Just going to Google Chester Zoo giraffe just to make sure there is one there.
But yeah, I did enjoy it enough.
Wasn't it
Oh,
Yorkshire
fuck yeah, there are.
Knowsley?
I've never been to Norsley. What is it? And I've never been to Yorkshire Safari Wildlife Park. That's not a safari either, is it?
No, it's safari. It's a wildlife park, wildlife and safari park.
Oh,
Doesn't sound
there was a
like...
baby giraffe born in Chester Zoo at the start of the month. Tiny
Aw.
little fucker. Oh, that's
Oh,
cute.
you got to see it.
No, they caught it on camera apparently.
We have been to Yorkshire Wildlife Park.
I haven't.
You fucking have.
I don't think I have.
I think that's maybe what you're getting muddled up with. I think that's where you met the giraffe.
No, I didn't. There's not a giraffe there.
There fucking is. Look. Hang on, but let me scroll.
Oh, look at the video.
Giraffes.
Of this.
That's a picture.
I mean, obviously, Mark, we're not there right now. Anyway, the place we have been was very nice and green, and there was space for animals. Not miserable.
Oh shit! I'm just watching a giraffe being born. Whoa! Oh shit!
I don't need to see this.
Anyway, so in summation, bad trip shite. Everyone agrees. Valiant's distracted.
Okay. Definitely not shit. Let's review this footage of your giraffe being born. I wasn't quite expecting it to just be like that. Fucking hell.
That's a strange music to what is it?
Is it an ad?
No, this is the giraffe being born. Fucking just plopped out.
I mean, it looks like she just shit a giraffe out.
I mean, you have to say though, as a species,
But
we are shite, aren't we? We give birth to babies, and they're essentially pathetic, dependent fucking creatures for the first at least year of their life.
I mean, they're dependent for more than a year.
I know, but they can't like walk or feed themselves or anything for ages. That
I don't
giraffe's
think they
straight
can
up on
feed
its
themselves
fucking-
after a year, Bex.
You are?
Was Izzy feeding herself from one? Was she making a risotto?
No, but I mean like grabbing stuff and putting it in their mouths. And they can walk by one, can't they? I mean, it's a long time ago for us. I can't remember the timescales of when they do things. Can they walk at one?
Yeah, kinda.
You know my feelings on walking.
That giraffe straight up on its fucking feet and having some milk.
I mean, that giraffe's a boss. But to be fair, if you've just been shit out of something, you're probably
Plonk down on
thinking,
your head.
I'm going to have to learn how to live life quick.
Yeah, it's a full Ace Ventura moment.
I mean, it's impressive, isn't it? Like, it just plops out.
Bex, was it better than Bad Trip?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Definitely not shit for the video of the giraffe being born.
Yeah, definitely not shit for that.
Yeah. Mark, where were you with Bad Trip, though?
I'm not quite Geostorm, but I think I'm touching cloth with it.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't hate it, and I was fine with watching it, and I enjoyed my time enough with it. And I don't think it's shit, because I think if there's comedy there that you'll like it. And I had a good enough time with it. What? I think Eric Andre is a good comedian. I think he's better when he's not trying to shock you all the time. No, he's better when he's not trying to gross you out. He's one of those where I think he'd be a lot more popular comedian if somebody said to him, you don't need to do that, you can tone it down a little bit. He's a little bit Tom Green-esque at points, where he needs somebody just to go, tone it down just a touch, and it'll be funnier.
Mm.
Yeah, that's fair.
I will say.
No, you're going to ask me.
I think we already know.
I know we clarified that before we watched the draft being born, Bex.
Yeah, I do think Little Howry is a little bit low energy in this, and not like general low energy. Like he's not as on board with it as the other people.
Mm. I was reading in the trivia actually on IMDb, he almost quit the film after the fucking awful dick Chinese finger trap joke, because they went into the wrong.
Oh, the guy chased them with the fucking knife.
That guy chasing them with the knife was real, and their security team was at a different barber's where they were supposed to go.
Oh, fuck.
But it's all fucking staged and bullshit and.
Oh yeah, but it's always gonna be staged and what is it for that?
But at the same time, he nearly quit the project because someone ran at him with a knife. That isn't staged.
Oh no, that one bit there in the whole movie. Is...
Oh yeah, come on now.
And Tiffany Haddish convinced him not to quit.
I mean, the thing is, he's the straight man in it, isn't he? So there is going to be that. But no, I get what you're saying. He doesn't get any of the big moments, and any of the big moments he is in, he's in them with Eric Andre.
Mm.
And I'll be honest, that dick bit, I was fucking howling. Like it made me laugh. I
did enjoy the golfer's reaction to it.
Oh god, yeah, and he just starts going fucking mental at them.
Yeah.
But he's trying to help at
But
first,
he's
and then
trying
they
to help
accuse him of Harvey Weinsteining them, and then he turns.
Yeah. It is a little bit like they cracked the wrong joke and pissed him off when he was trying to be nice.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit, That was the one moment in the movie where I thought, ooh, that was a bit mean. I can see why he basically went, get the fuck off now.
Yeah.
And that was a little bit, There was a little bit of that to it. I'm not saying it was perfect, but in an environment that has been basically a fucking desert of things that make you laugh.
Do you know what? And comedy is absolutely one of those things where it is fully subjective. Like, things can be objectively gross, objectively scary, objectively good. You can watch a film and hate it and go, do you know what? But I appreciate it was good. It just wasn't for me. But comedy is very much subjective, and I get that. And I don't want to shit on anyone's. If you enjoyed it,
to be clear, you're not coming across that way. Sorry, just to say, you're not coming across that way that you're just shitting on people.
That's fine. Well, I mean, I don't want to because it's just not for me. But Jackass isn't for me. Fucking Borat movies aren't for me.
Well, that's it. You see, I love Jackass. I enjoyed this, but
The fact that I read as well in the trivia that they consulted with Sacha Baron Cohen on the film, was a bit like, oh, okay, I get it.
But Borat was an absolute piece of shit.
So it's fucking horses for courses. I hated it. It isn't my type of comedy. It just isn't. And I watched the trailer and I thought, actually, that looks like it could be quite funny.
You actually said before we started watching it, I watched the trailer for that, and it looks quite funny.
Yeah,
actually.
and you know what? And then it just it gradually lost me in the first segment, and then just completely lost me.
Well, I'm touching cloth on it. Our audience poll is quite mixed as well. 40% definitely not shit, and 60% shit.
It's fair.
I'm with that 40. Yes.
That's a mixed bag, I'd say.
Oh God, I fully hated it. I will never go anywhere near this fucking film ever again.
Apart from when we talk about it at the year-end show where it's in your top 10 worst in my top 5 surprises.
It will be my number 1 worst. Unless something really fucking awful comes out.
Do you imagine? I'm not willing this into existence whatsoever. But could you imagine if you watched Candyman and were like, I'd rather just watch Bad Trip again right now.
Oh dear, I think I'd question my entire life.
It would be that though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to you guys being able to watch fucking Candyman. We're gonna have to get Jordan on that show because he was really looking forward to it as well. And I'm just gonna like shut the fuck up and sit back and just let you guys take it. Like I'm looking forward to Candyman, but not nearly with that level.
Where are we on that? Has it got a projected release date?
September?
Yeah, I think so.
I want to say, yeah. I mean, it gets it. The thing is, like, you got Spiral and A Quiet Place 2, like, in May and June.
August the 27th, apparently.
Oh, there you go. You need a bit of distance, you know, and it's like, if that's kind of like the end of summer, people starting to think about watching spooky movies again, I think that like that's going to do really well. And just like the fact that they have never once even hinted at that motherfucker going to PVOD, like that has got confidence shooting through its veins.
And apparently that was very much Jordan Peele. Was very much insistent from the start. Nah, we'll delay it. We'll just keep delaying it. But we did that movie is coming out in cinemas because it deserves that to come out in cinemas.
I want to see this in a big, dark fucking room on a huge fucking screen with mammoth speakers playing all of it.
I wonder if it's IMAXing.
It's not, apparently.
Is it not? Okay, no. That's a shame. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm looking forward to seeing what Nia DaCosta does with that, and she kind of feels like almost like the Ava DuVernay I can maybe get on board with. I just like a singular female voice who maybe isn't quite as I am the fucking shit as it just feels like Ava DuVernay is. I'm
going to try and get to Little Woods very soon.
I need to as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, she's doing the next Captain Marvel movie, isn't she?
Yeah, she guested on Blank Check a little while back. They were talking about, I swear it was a Robert Zemeckis film, and I'm trying to think of what it was now. Hang on. They have such good guests. And I swear I'm not paid by them. It's just a really good show. Let me just blah, 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 blah. No.
I mean, Neil Costa's favourite directors are Martin Scorsese, Sidney Lumet, Steven Spielberg, Francis Ford Coppola, and her favourite movie is Apocalypse Now.
And, her episode was on Castaway.
I'm watching Castaway.
And Jamie Bell did an episode with them about Contact, and that was fucking ace. I've listened to that a couple of times. I know I talk about that podcast on here quite a lot, but fuck me, like that's kind of like my aspiration for where I'd like to be as a podcaster.
Interrupt this Pod Syndicate podcast to bring you a special Pod Syndicate bulletin.
This podcast you're listening to, pretty good, isn't it? Only problem is, it's about halfway through. Pretty soon, it'll be over, and then what are you gonna do? Well, if you're a fan of this show, why not head over to wearepodsyndicate.com and subscribe to our brand new feed, Pod Syndicate The Bonus Shows. Every week, your hosts from Beyond the Neon, Chinstroker vs. Punter, Entertainment Landfill, Film Bastards, His Film, Her Movie, and What's on Tap will be dropping bonus shows right onto that feed. These shows might be collaborations and crossovers, or they might be archive episodes, interviews, one-offs, and other treats from across the Pod Syndicate network. So, prepare yourself for the inevitable disappointment of this Pod Syndicate show ending by heading to wearepodsyndicate.com and clicking on The Bonus Shows.
We now return you to your regularly scheduled Pod Syndicate podcast.
You like the 1980s, don't you? Of course you do. We all do. But have you ever wondered why that decade was the way it was? Have you ever wished there was somewhere you could go to get past the usual day-glow sentimentality? To try and understand 1980s pop culture in a more social, political and historical context? Because if so, it sounds to me like you're ready to go beyond the aesthetics, beyond the nostalgia. Welcome to Beyond the Neon. Beyond the Neon is the podcast that dares to pull over the Testarossa, eject the Wham cassette and take off the Wayfarers. If you're looking for retro reviews of Back to the Future, The Goonies or John Hughes movies, you will not find that here. If you're looking for top 10 lists of A-Team episodes, Nintendo games or Stranger Things references, you will not find that here. If you're looking for long boring introductions, Squarespace ads or Patreon begging, you will not find that here. Because Beyond the Neon, we do things a little differently. In each documentary-style episode, I look at one area of 1980s popular culture and break it right down. And each episode features academic insight, guest contributions and interviews, as well as clips plumbed from the depths of the 1980s cultural void. Well, YouTube, mainly YouTube, to help illustrate the wonderful, perplexing, terrifying, joyous and utterly thrilling world of 1980s pop culture. Beyond the Neon might not be as regular as other 1980s podcasts, but that's because Beyond the Neon isn't like other 1980s podcasts. Subscribe to the show today and check out all past episodes by visiting beyondtheneon.co.uk.
Right, well, there were some promos for the show. I'm not putting in what we were just talking about because it was fucking depressing. And let's move on to some what we've been watching. Who wants to start?
Do you want to go your solos first? Do you want me to go my solos
I think you've
first?
got more so. Oh no,
No, I haven't. We just established that.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Big show off, you humble brag.
You go with yours because you'll watch some shite.
I mean, no. Rewatched Along Came Polly.
There we go.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
It was because I remember Philip Seymour Hoffman being pretty fucking great in it. And it was... I remember Philip Seymour Hoffman literally getting questioned about the movie during like a promo.
Under police interrogation.
It wasn't doing like a promo for this. It was doing a promo for something else. And they asked about why he was in Along Came Polly, and he was like, "Well, because I'm an actor, and it was a role that I wanted to play." And like, but like, was it like a Patriot movie? And he's like, "No. I liked the character. I liked the director. I like Ben Stiller. I like Jennifer Aniston. I can't understand why people can't work out the fact that I wanted to be in this movie." It's the thing about this movie is it's really, really short. It's like 80 minutes before credits.
Wow, really?
Yeah. it's about, I think it's about 82 minutes, and then there's the credits. And the credits are long for a movie of this type. It's fun enough. The story is paper thin.
Yeah.
On it. Have you ever seen it, Bex?
I think so.
Yeah. So it literally is that Ben Stiller plays a character that is neurotic because he assesses risk for a life insurance company for a living. So assesses the risk of every situation he's in. But it's like,
this rings a bell, isn't Jennifer Aniston some kind of like free spirit?
Yeah, but none of it adds up. None of it makes sense whatsoever within it. And yeah, they kind of start dating, but he's really into it and she's not as much.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. But it was weirdly, it was the second Brian Brown movie we watched this week. An actor who hasn't appeared in that many movies. I mean, actually, has appeared in a lot of movies, but hasn't appeared in that many movies that you would necessarily go to watch.
Yeah.
He's not an actor you go to watch because, Brian Brown's in that, I better go and watch that. Yeah, along with it was fun enough, but I watched it while I was doing something, so it was like, it wasn't quite background noise. I was paying attention to it, but I was doing a monotonous task, so I needed something to watch to do it. And at the same time, I watched Just Married because I am one of the few people that really likes Ashton Kutcher movies.
I like Ashton Kutcher movies.
And this had Brittany Murphy in it as well.
I like Brittany Murphy.
Yeah.
I don't like Just Married though, oddly enough.
It's fun enough, but it's very by numbers.
Yeah.
It's
quite generic, isn't it?
It's very generic, and it is only mildly elevated by the fact if you are into the comedy stylings of Ashton Kutcher, which I very much am.
Yes.
I still maintain that the best Netflix original series is The Ranch.
That's fucking great.
By a long fucking way.
Yeah, it's great.
You can take all of your fucking other fucking shit.
Fuck you with your Stranger Things and your Born in a Hill House.
Bollocks to that shit.
Yeah, fuck
off.
you. Sorry.
Yeah, just give me Ashton Kutcher on a ranch with Sam Elliott drinking and swearing.
Yeah.
It's fucking great, is The Ranch, to be fair.
Yeah, it's still a series that deals with some surprisingly complex issues quite well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Just Married doesn't deal with any complex issues. Doesn't even deal with the uncomplex issues well at all.
No.
But again, it was good to have on as to watch doing monotonous tasks.
Fair play.
And then a movie I didn't watch because of monotonous tasks. It's a movie that I've been wanting to kind of rewatch for a while, but you haven't. So I gave it another go. I rewatched Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
It's pronounced Mexico.
It is pronounced Mexico. I
believe it's pronounced Time.
Pardon?
Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Yeah, fair.
Yep. Fair. Yeah, so I want to watch this because I think this movie came out, I think, at the peak Robert Rodriguez. I'm not saying the peak creatively Robert Rodriguez, but at the time when he had the most
Peaking
cash in the bank.
Yeah.
For that there, because he gets in. Banderas is back on board. Sam Hayek is kind of in it. But he's also got Johnny Depp. He's trying to Tarantino Mickey Rourke in it, which he kind of did a little bit.
He ain't no Tarantino though, is he?
No, but I genuinely do think that Robert Rodriguez thinks he is. And
I don't remember it all that well. I just remember how awful, because doesn't Johnny Depp lose his eyes?
Yes.
How awful the special effects are for the bit after he's lost his eyes.
They're not fantastic. It's basically, right, close your eyes and we're going to put some makeup on them.
Yeah.
But I prefer that because if he made it now, it'd just be CG and it wouldn't. You actually watch it and you go, it doesn't look bad, except you can see the shadow of his eyeball. It is the one thing there. Salma Hayek is unbelievably hot in this movie. It is insane.
I mean, you could say that about any Selma Hayek movie.
But there is a moment in it. And the thing is, in Dusk Till Dawn, you have a moment of Selma Hayek where she comes out and is introduced to the world quite literally as the human thirst trap.
Yeah.
And it works. But there's moments in this where you're watching it going, it must have been weird for Selma Hayek at that point to have just existed as being the hottest thing on the planet at that point.
I think she's got used to it by now.
And of course, you've got Antonio Banderas being just charismatically wonderful, but they're not the movie. It's kind of weird that they're like the second part of the movie. Not even like part two, but they're like the supporting characters. It's very much Johnny Depp's movie, which I didn't remember that it was more his movie than anything else, and he's really quite good in it. He's quite entertaining, and he's clearly poking fun at himself within the movie. He's not trying to be dashing and all of the coolest thing in it. He is trying to be a bit stupid within it, but not like zany stupid. Like he became post the Pirates movies. However, on top of all that, it's actually really quite boring.
Right.
It is. It's the story isn't that good. It's trying to be twisty and turny, but it's not twisty and turny. There's way too much time spent for no reason with Enrique Iglesias. And it's like, why? It's almost like you're watching it going, so wait a minute, is he literally in this because he was a big pop star at the time and he's Spanish?
Yeah.
So it's literally like, this pop star that everybody likes and he speaks Spanish? And you watch it going, oh my god, you used like your big, this is it. This is where I get to use all of this fucking credit and this kudos that I've achieved, and this is what I'm going to do. This is his Once Upon a Time in. Tarantino had his. Sergio Leone's had his. And this is his. And it's crap. Do you know what the most interesting thing about Once Upon a Time in Mexico is, with the exception of Selma Hayek?
Go on.
Do you know the most, who's barely in it?
Is it Cheech Marin?
No. It's the special feature on the DVD of him cooking the Puerto Veal.
That is good.
What is it?
Yeah.
That is the best thing about this movie. And it isn't available on a streaming service. You have to go in your loft to get it out of your box to watch it on that. Might be on YouTube. Probably is on YouTube. Go YouTube that and watch that for 110 minutes because it's more interesting than Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Again. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah. I was quite disappointed because I thought, do you know what? This might be good, and it's not. It's crap. It's really crap.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough, bud.
What did you watch solo, Becky?
Okay, so I've got a few. I watched the Stanford Prison Experiment on something, one of the streaming services. It's on there. Obviously based on the real life Stanford Prison Experiment, where they essentially recruited a pool of students at Stanford, split them into guards and prisoners, and had them run a prison off of a corridor with some offices that had been converted into cells. It's actually really, really quite interesting. The study itself is quite interesting as well, although how much scientific information they got from it is questioned. But yeah, the speed with which the prison guards, become dickheads and kind of sadistic, I think is fairly well represented in the movie and is quite shocking. The prisoners themselves are kind of dehumanized by been told they can't identify by their names, and they're only allowed to identify by their prisoner number. And then there's a rebellion, and all this kind of shit goes on. But yeah, it's actually really interesting. And reading around it and reading about the study itself is quite interesting as well. And I think I watched it because it's got Ezra Miller in it, and I was like, oh, okay, fair play. And then it had Ty Sheridan in it, and yeah, it's really good, definitely worth a watch. I looked for. There's another one that's linked to it. I can't remember what the fucking experiment's called now. It's the Milgram experiment where they got people to electrocute people.
Yes.
There's a film of that with Peter Skarsgård in it, I think.
Yes, there is.
But that's not available or anything. But yeah, I'll be tracking that one down. So yeah, that's that one. I rewatched Harvey for about the zillionth time. Jimmy Stewart, Imaginary Bunny. It's great, to be fair. It's really good, and there's a few little touches that I kind of noticed this time that I hadn't at first, like things like when he mentions Harvey, people, because obviously Harvey's supposed to be quite tall, 6 foot something, and people kind of when he mentions him, kind of look up next to him and like as though they can sense him. And obviously when the doctor that runs the establishment that they're trying to get him committed to eventually kind of succumbs to it and actually sees Harvey, he does that as well, and he's like, and then basically Jimmy Stewart gives him Harvey at the end, and it's all very sweet, but it's a Jimmy Stewart film, so of course it's fucking great. So very, very much enjoyed that one. And then I also rewatched Pan's Labyrinth. I can't remember what prompted me to rewatch this. I think a picture of the fawn came up on Twitter, and I was like, fucking hell, I could rewatch Pan's Labyrinth. It's a beautiful film, and I commented to you after I'd watched it, and the fact that this was nominated for Best Foreign Language Film and lost out to The Lives of Others, who no one fucking talks about now.
It's a good film, though.
It's fine.
That was. I mean, it's interesting. Sorry to cut you off, but
no, it's
sorry.
fine. Right?
Yeah, like when The Lives of Others won, it was like that branch. It was only voted for by like a select group of people within the Academy, and it had to be people that watched all of them and whatnot. And it almost felt like just a smidgen of backlash from the international folks for like, well, look at Del Toro getting all those fucking Oscar nominations. You know, it wasn't that good. You know what was good? The Lives of Others.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a rich film, and you've got the fantasy element of it juxtaposed against the harsh fucking reality of these people's lives, and I just think it's just such a beautifully done story and beautifully made film, and I did some reading around it, and it never quite sort of clicked with me that the whole theme of the movie is like constructive disobedience, because obviously you've got the rebels and you've got Ophelia herself kind of disobeys the fawn when she eats the grapes, and the pale man sort of comes to life and eats the fairies, and disobeying him when he asks her to like shed her brother's blood. And then that turns out to be the right choice, and it's just it was quite interesting having read that. I think I watched it in 2 kind of shifts, and I read that in between, and it was like, oh, okay, that kind of puts a different layer on the film, because it's only through disobeying that she achieves, well, what she, if you go down the fantasy line of it, achieves. But yeah, and then after that, I watched Nine. I think there's a few movies called Nine, which you raised with me, didn't you, when I mentioned it? But the little sack doll movie.
I
Nine.
remember fucking hating that when I test screened it. What?
Did you really? I loved it.
Look, I feel like I need to probably take another go at it. It was probably like a decade ago.
if you test printed it, it'll have been 12 years ago.
Yeah,
Oh, it came out in 2010, actually, I think it came out here.
Yeah, January 2012 is when I left the cinema. So, fuck me. Wow, that was nearly 10 years ago. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's just really good. I mean, if you take into account like the sort of more technical aspects of the quality of the animation and stuff like that, it is very, very good. But even just story wise, it's very original. You know, a lot of kids films, because it's probably, I would say, probably too scary for younger kids.
Yeah.
But you know, a lot of kids films, it is just, they are essentially rehashes of other themes and things like and this one is not really. It's got quite an original storyline. The ending doesn't quite land. There's a few little leaps in there that you're expected to make, but yeah, overall I think really, really good. Like I say, the animation itself and the look of the film is gorgeous, really, really nice. And then that's me for ones on my own.
Cool.
Do you want to do yours and then we'll do our group ones, Ian, or do you want us to delve straight into what we've watched together?
How many have you got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.
Right, I think I've got 11.
Wow.
So yeah, I can do if you guys want to break from talking.
I think we've talked for a while, haven't we?
We have.
Yeah, we'll let you talk a little bit.
All right then. So I'm gonna try and divvy this up. Okay, so unconnected things. Silk Road.
Oh yes, yeah.
I'm
actually intrigued by this because it's kind of my jam.
Yeah. I mean, so I've got a full review up on this on Vodzilla. I don't know whether Ivan listens to this or not, but I just want to say thanks to Ivan for putting up with my reviews, and I'm really glad that the site is going from strength to strength. If he'll know what that means. This is the story of the drug trading eBay, essentially, which was set up in the early part of the noughties. Nick Robinson plays the guy who came up with it. Jason Clarke plays a DEA agent who is basically shifted into cybercrimes after telling a drug cartel boss that he was, and I quote, a mongoloid, and essentially blowing his cover and being moved to cybercrimes where he can just sit until retirement. But he becomes interested in Silk Road. It wants to be The Social Network, but for Silk Road very, very, very badly. But every step it takes in that direction is just, no, don't do it. No. There's a sequence early on about the creation of Silk Road, which is very, very reminiscent of Mark writing in his his online journal about being dumped by Erica, and then the how they kind of developed face mash or whatever it is that they first call it. Very, very close to that. And it's got these kind of like quippy asides through it, which feel like trying to be Sorkin, but just don't even try it. It works more in Jason Clarke playing a down on his luck old like dinosaur of the DEA, finding some new tricks, and then taking advantage of the fact that everyone thinks he's a loser. but also he is. It's a very muddled film where your sympathies lie with different people at different times, but these are also two not great guys, and your sympathy probably shouldn't be with either of them. And yeah, I thought it was a real swing and a miss. Alex Winter directed a documentary about this, Dark Web, I think it was called, in 2015, and I wish I watched that. But Jason Clarke is quite arresting. Like he's a good screen performer who feels like Hollywood were trying to make him the next big thing for like a year or two there, and it never quite happened because he's a bit older than people they're trying to make the next big thing, and he's a bit craggy. He almost feels like used goods.
Yeah,
but
he's a little bit like it's. He got nominated, didn't he, for Zero Dark 30?
Mm.
And post that, they were like, right, we need to, like I said, they're trying to make the next big thing. And it's a little bit like he was almost like, do you know what? I've been doing this for like 20 years. And I've been getting along fine. But what I'll do is, these 3 or 4 years, I'll take all the fucking money and I'll just go back to doing what I was doing.
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, I think it's cool when he comes up in things. You know, it's like he's the male lead. Actually, I don't think he did get nominated for Zero Dark 30. Sorry. Even though, looking at IMDb, he was a nominee for the Special Mention Award at the Alliance of Women Film Journalists for most egregious age difference between the leading man and love interest.
What's that for?
The Devil All the Time is a 20-year gap between him and Riley Keough. That's fucking brilliant. Can I? Oh god, I want to. It won't show me the other nominees, but that's amazing. I mean, fair fucking play, because yeah, it is ridiculous. But no, I mean, this is it. He was definitely he got nominated for quite a lot of things for Zero Dark 30, you know, and it's. Yeah, I don't know. It was like what they were trying to do with Sam Worthington.
Mm.
But Jason Clarke's a better actor. He's a more interesting actor. That's for fucking sure. And I mean, he's good in this, and he's given it his all. But it does kind of just feel like cut rate probably would not have got much of a cinematic release if cinemas were open. The kind of deal that will just probably pop up on Netflix or Amazon Prime in a couple of months. And it's like, yeah, you know, I watched this on a Wednesday night. It feels like a Wednesday night watch. You know, just like you're not really expecting anything out of it. You want to be somewhat engaged because, you know, you got work the next day and you're not quite ready to just chill out and have fun. Silk Road. There you go.
Just going through, you know, occasionally when you go through like an actor's IMDb and you go like right back to their early work where they're essentially just starting out and jobbing actor kind of things. So these are just like a few of like the one episode TV series that Jason Clarke was in. Diagnosis Murder, fair enough, that one crops up quite a lot. Heartbreak High was in an episode of that. Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place, an episode of that. The series All Saints. And then this one jumped out and made me go, what? The Bill.
Really?
Yeah, that's a fucking odd one. Was in, Home and Away, obviously, because he's Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, I will lap this kind of shit up. I think I should win awards for being the person who has watched the most movies twice that nobody has ever watched more than once. In the sense that I have watched Kid Cannabis twice. Everybody else thinks that movie's shit, and I'm like, it's alright actually. It's quite fun. So yeah, I definitely will get to Silk Road and probably enjoy it more than I should.
Nice. Yeah. I'd like to issue a formal apology to one Mr. Noel Mellor on our review of Wonder Woman 1984. I believe I vehemently defended Wonder Woman 1984 from all of his criticisms, and I'd like to say now that I was wrong. Bought Wonder Woman 1984 on 4K, watched it with Donna. That film's not good. What the fuck was I smoking? It's really not good. It's very long for no reason whatsoever. Chris Pine is good. Gal Gadot not so much. Kristen Wiig is trying, is hampered by just ridiculous fucking CG at the end of it. The whole hope and optimism of it was absolutely undercut by Donna making the very, very, very correct observation. Yeah, she can tell other people that they need to just deal with what life throws at them all they want. She's fucking Wonder Woman.
Yep. And she doesn't deal with jack shit.
Did she tell you about that pilot she once knew?
Oh, honestly, I don't know what I was smoking. I think I was so high on I'm seeing a big film in the cinema and I don't know when it is that I'm next going to see a film in a cinema again, let alone a big one, then I think I just let it cloud me. I'll say that, it's very, very, very confident in its own. We're going to be inspirational. We're going to be a film that people will really listen to. And no.
It's hubristic.
Yes. Yeah. And I think you guys were saying that when we first reviewed it, and I just didn't take that. I just didn't, accept that. And, I was wrong. What can I say? It's not often that you're really, really high on a film and then think it's actually kind of shit on second time round, but there we have it, Is
there going to come a point, right, where the global cinematic world is going to stop making excuses for the fact that Gal Gadot isn't a very good actress? Because she's the problem is it'll get pointed out for so many other people. This isn't a man versus woman thing or anything like that. But for instance, you came up with Sam Worthington earlier on when they tried to push him, and people point out that he's not very good. Sam Worthington, I've actually seen Sam Worthington in things and thought he was all right, but he has been crap in things. CGI Courtney as well, and you are watching. I mean, the fact is, they had to get other actresses to do an accent to cover for the fact that Gal Gadot has an accent.
Heavy accent. People have accents.
But there's not a problem with that. There's not a problem with having a heavy accent. Arnold Schwarzenegger, there you go, exactly. For instance. But she's also not that good in anything.
No.
It's not just that she's not been good in the Wonder Woman movies. There's a lot of movies now where she's talking and you can almost see the other actors just looking at her going, is there any way you could say these things faster?
She does talk properly slow, yeah.
Yeah, and do you know what it looks like? It looks like somebody remembering the things that they have been taught that they have to say.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm looking forward to seeing what she does with Death on the Nile, like a non-action part, like a full dramatic role.
But that's it, because the thing is, on a physicality level, she does look like she could carry off, not like a fucking flying and shit like that. I don't look at Gal Gadot and go, do you know what? If someone could fly, I think it could be her. But like the ass kicking and stuff like that, she does look like a physically capable person. But yeah, The humanisms of it all, I doubt.
What, the actual ability to be a human?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting. Like they greenlit Wonder Woman 3 pretty much straight away, and that seems to have gone very quiet now. And originally they were saying they were going to get that in before Patty Jenkins does Rogue Squadron. Let's see what happens there.
I think the whole Patty Jenkins thing is quite amusing.
What's that?
She's made 3 movies in 20 odd years.
Mm.
It's questionable if any of them are actually that good.
I mean, I'm interested in seeing what she could do with Rogue Squadron.
I'm interested to see what you guys think of it on the WhatsApp chat.
It's a film, though. You're not going to see it.
It's a series, isn't it?
No, it's a film, dude.
Is it? I thought it was a series.
Yeah. Nah, it's a film.
Fuck you, Mark.
God damn it, I have to watch it.
But and the thing is, Lucasfilm have been very, very keen to fire people. Firing Patty Jenkins would be a fucking awful look.
Oh, it would not go down well.
So, let's see what happens. But I do slightly wonder if that Disney Investor Day was in like February, it was like last month, whether she would still be getting announced as the director of that film.
Yeah. Yes.
As opposed to that Investor Day thing being a few weeks before Wonder Woman came out. But who knows? Maybe I'll watch it a third time and I'll be like, do you know what? I was wrong the second time. This is brilliant. But like Donna was just so like not into it for like pretty much the whole thing, and every single thing she said was like, yeah, I can't disagree with that actually. And I mean that whole, everybody has to learn to live with the sacrifices we have to make. The one sacrifice she makes is she can't be with the pilot that she knew for a week 50 years ago.
And she bangs on and on about it as well. She's still banging on about it now.
Yeah.
In Justice League, yeah, she literally does.
Mm.
Yeah, she does.
She literally is the what is it, where you get the feeling that when her Amazon delivery turns up, she tells the Amazon delivery driver about this pilot she once knew.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I love this package. What? This pilot I once knew. And the Amazon delivery driver's like, oh, fucking hell, they told me he'd say that.
It'll be an evil Chris Pine in the next one. Just you watch.
Yeah.
Okay. Watched the most surprising 4K Dolby Vision on Disney Star I've seen yet. 10 Things I Hate About You.
No, because that's not on Disney Star.
Oh, is it on Disney Plus?
That's on Disney Plus.
Right. Okay.
Okay. That's been there since the start.
Okay, I'll take that back then. It's great. It's 10 Things I Hate About You. I don't think I need to talk about it too much. It's really, really fun. It's like probably in Donna's like top 3 films of all time. And yeah, I mean, it's
one of those ones where when somebody tells you something like that, you go, do you know what? Yeah, fair enough.
I will say, I think Julia Stiles maybe takes him back a little bit too easily at the end. But, fine. Rewatched La La Land. I was talking to Mark about that on the boy chat yesterday. We're going to be talking about that on Playing It Forward, not in the next recording, but the one after, because I bought it for Noel.
Noel's seen it?
No, he hasn't. So he was like, oh, I've never seen that. I was like, right, when have I fucking got you for Playing It Forward, mate? So, I mean, my thoughts on La La Land are pretty extensive on this show, but it is a banger for me. Is it a better film than Moonlight? Yes. Do I respect that Moonlight won Best Picture? Also, yes. But I kind of wish La La Land won. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm in agreement. Moonlight is a good film. It's a very good film.
It's a very good film.
But it's a very good film that I appreciate. It's a very good film, but I wasn't as into it as a lot of people were. Whereas I really enjoyed La La Land, but I've not watched it since. So it'd be interesting to rewatch that in about 6 weeks' time.
I've watched it a few times now, and it holds up marvelously for me. Right, the ones that are kind of linked. Oscar catch up. I have decided not to watch all the BAFTA ones, because the BAFTAs are in 2 weeks, and there's quite a few that are actually a bit hard to get hold of. The Oscar one's a lot easier, and I think I've only got about 13, 14 left. So, watched 2 more of the documentary nominees. Crip Camp, A Disability Revolution, which is on Netflix. Crip Camp, as in cripple.
Wow, that's a title, isn't it?
Yeah.
Slap in the face.
I think it's because they're kind of owning their disability.
Oh yeah, it's a fucking great title.
Yeah. So basically, story of a summer camp in the early 1970s, specifically for disabled teens, and how their experiences there prove to them that, hey, they can be part of society as well, and looks at the years after of how members of that camp did some pretty incredible protesting and incredible things to essentially get the Civil Rights Act to include essentially the right for disabled people to have access to buildings, have access to jobs and education and whatnot. Yeah, really powerful stuff. And not vegetables.
It sounds vegetable-y, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it does. But it's talking about how this camp freed them, like ideologically and sexually and whatnot, and how they kind of applied that ethos to what they did. And yeah, I thought it was very good. I suppose it didn't quite connect the dots of how it almost felt a little bit like happenstance that these people at this camp were people who like forefronted this revolution. Like, it doesn't really say that the seeds of it started at the camp. It was just they were all at this camp, but it's called Crip Camp. It doesn't quite connect the dots there, but it's pretty, at a time where in the UK the right to protest is essentially being attacked. Kind of vital viewing for what the right to protest can do to create things that we basically take for granted today. It's a very, very good watch. Not as vegetable-y as you'd think it is. Also, not nearly as vegetable-y as you'd think it is. And out of the 3 documentary films I've seen so far, like the one that should be winning is Collective. This is on iPlayer now. So this deals with so in Bucharest, this nightclub, there's a gig, some pyrotechnics go off, something goes on fire, whole building goes up in flames, and the fire exits were fucked. Quite a lot of people died, but also after in the preceding 2 weeks, quite a few people died as well. And it was a bit like, well, how the fuck does that happen? They got burned at the venue and they're dying like 2 weeks later. What? A sports newspaper starts investigating this because the press in Romania just do not want to essentially combat the government on this stuff, and find that the level of active ingredients in the disinfectants used in hospitals was like a tenth of what they should have been, because the pharmaceutical company selling the stuff to the hospitals was diluting it, but still selling it for the same price.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. It goes on from there, and the level of corruption fucking everywhere in that healthcare system. Jesus Christ. First half of the film is about the sports paper's investigation. The second half of the film is about an incoming Minister for Health who is having to pick up the pieces and deal with all the bullshit for like people trying to protect other people and the hurdles he faces. And maybe the biggest hurdle being an election where if his party loses, all his work will probably be fucked. It grips you like a fucking vice, does Collective. It's really powerful stuff. It's unflinching, but it also plays like a thriller. Like, it's very cinematic in its storytelling. But it's very, very real. I will say there is like footage of that incident in that club happening, which is incredibly distressing. And there is some footage later on of some of the infections that these people who had these burns got. Like, one person who only had burns on about 15% of their body fucking died. And it's like, it's wrong. It's so fucking wrong. And the ending of this film, I'm not going to spoil it, but jaw on the floor, and again, incredibly fucking relevant for what is happening. It's not, the scary thing is, now, at this point, a couple years ago, I don't think I would have seen this, but at this point, I could see this kind of thing happening in the UK a few years down the line. It's fucking scary.
Oh, for sure, mate. Yeah.
The fact that My Octopus Teacher is the favourite for best documentary with the bookies at the moment at the Oscars is ridiculous. I like My Octopus Teacher. It's a lovely film, really gorgeous to look at. I fucking love that octopus. But it's a film about a guy making friends with an octopus, and to be honest, it kind of feels like because he knew he was making a documentary. Crip Camp, it is more interesting. Collective is a better and more necessary film. I've got two more best documentary ones to watch. I almost hope they don't have the effect on me that Collective did, if I'm honest. It's a stunning bit of work. And I'm very, very, very sorry for the people who have been fucked by the things depicted in that film. But like I say, it's really quite cinematic. As a film, it engages you. Hell of a watch it is. Hell of a watch.
Yeah, I'll definitely be getting to that.
It's fucking crazy. It is like, no, I mean, like, we'll talk about it some other time, man. But yeah, right. Also in my Oscar catch up, here's a fucking shift. Disney Plus is the one and only Ivan, nominated for Best Visual Effects.
Oh, so you're the person who's watched it?
I am indeed.
A little light came on and someone went, what the fuck? Someone's watching it?
Yeah. This is a fucking shift, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so it's very, very loosely based on the story of a real gorilla. In this film, Ivan, voiced by Sam Rockwell, is the star attraction of a mall circus. Yeah, it's a circus in a mall.
Yeah.
Never knew that was a thing. He becomes jealous of the new star attraction, a baby elephant. But he then realizes the baby elephant needs to be free. Bryan Cranston plays the ringmaster, who is occasionally mean when the story needs him to be, but then sometimes is very nice and is generally a nice guy, despite the fact that he is the ringmaster of a mall circus. This film is like doing some fucking contortions to try and go, well, you know, he's not nice because, you know, it's a mall circus and he's keeping them trapped there, but he is nice because he just doesn't want them to die somewhere else. But he's not nice because he's making the baby elephant do things that she's not really capable of doing. But he is nice because he really loves Ivan and he puts his head to him and calls him old buddy or something. It feels like a story that didn't need that particular aspect of the story didn't need to be told. The true life aspect of it, that Ivan made a picture that kind of resembled the wild and made people think, maybe he shouldn't be in captivity. That part of the story, yeah, fair enough. You know, that's very nice. But it doesn't really work. I give it 3 out of 5 because I like gorillas. I liked Ivan. He was a good dude. The visual effects, decent. In any other year where other blockbusters are coming out, this would not be getting a visual effects nomination. But I like Ivan, and Danny DeVito voices a dog. 3 out of 5. I think that's all I've got to say about the one and only Ivan. But yes, I watched it, so you don't have to unless you're being a completist like I am. Finally, in my thematic cavalcade, before Godzilla vs. Kong, I watched the previous films in the Monsterverse. Godzilla, Gareth Edwards' Godzilla. When I first watched it, it was in my bottom 10 of the year. Now, in a switch up from my Wonder Woman thinkings, I think it's a solid 4 out of 5.
Which is weird. Because when I first watched Godzilla, I actually quite enjoyed it. And then when I rewatched it, I really didn't.
Maybe you need to rewatch it again.
Maybe.
Thing is, it's about how fucking scary would it be if this was happening. That's what this film is about. And I get it now. You know, you're seeing glimpses of Godzilla, but then at the end, you get a Godzilla battle once you realise, oh shit, he's on our side. Until then, it is quite scary. It's mysterious. It's what the fuck is going on. And I like that. When I first saw it, and when I saw it for the second time, I think I was I want to see Godzilla stomping things. And that's not necessarily what this film is concerned about. It's concerned about showing you the terror of Godzilla, but then the terror of what these other monsters can do, and then the realization that Godzilla is actually a very good boy. Speaking of very good boys, Kong Skull Island, with my best boy Kong, who's my best friend King Shark or Kong. I don't know, actually. I think they're both my best friends. And the thing I noticed here, Kong, he's a Bubba Kong. He's not fully grown. I'm looking forward to seeing Fit King Kong tomorrow when I finally see Godzilla vs. Kong. I like Kong Skull Island. It's directed by a man who apparently isn't great, and Samuel L. Jackson basically said was useless. But I think Samuel L. Jackson does quite well here. I like the Apocalypse Now vibe of it. I like that he went so hard on, let's just do Apocalypse Now. I respect that. Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson, bizarre casting because their roles, they are like the lead humans, but at the same time, the roles aren't that substantial. I think if Brie Larson was offered this a couple years later, she'd be like, no. I think Tom Hiddleston would be pretty close to that as well, to be honest. I think his agent said, look, this is a chance for you to go outside of Marvel and do your thing. Didn't really work. And now his agent's saying, you need to stick with Marvel. It's why, which is why he's doing Loki, but I really, really like Kong Skull Island. I think the action's great. I think it's shot really well. For me, I really like the cast. I mean, the cast is fucking stacked. That cast is ridiculous.
It is a heck of a cast.
Yeah, just for considering it's Kong. Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, Samuel L. Jackson, John C. Reilly, John Ortiz, Shea Wiggum, Jason Mitchell. There's a lot of like good, solid character actors and names here. And John C. Reilly's good value as well. Actually, he's really fun. So yeah, Kong Skull Island. I've watched it a few times now, and I'm pretty much at I really fucking like this film level. So great. Lastly for me, Godzilla King of the Monsters. I liked it more than I did in the cinema. I think I had to stick up my arse a little bit, if I'm honest. But it is about 2 hours long and has a 20-25 minute stretch in the middle, which is fucking nothing. Also, Millie Bobby Brown contributes almost fuck all. And I'm kind of hoping she's the sacrificial lamb in Godzilla vs. Kong.
I don't think she's going to be.
I don't think she's going to be either.
But I have higher expectations for that movie.
Yeah, I mean, like, the word on Godzilla vs. Kong is good, and there's too many monsters in King of the Monsters. I know it sounds silly, but there's too many threats. It's just, let's chill out, and Kyle Chandler, I like Kyle Chandler. Is he necessarily the lead at this point of the human lead of Godzilla King of the Monsters? Probably not.
Have you watched this yet, Beck?
No.
Because I thought you had.
No.
I haven't watched it yet.
I mean, Millie Bobby Brown and Kyle Chandler are both in Godzilla vs. Kong. I get the impression Kyle Chandler is barely in it, Millie Bobby Brown not in it that much. But I don't think it would be necessary. Who you do have in Godzilla vs. Kong is Alexander Skarsgård, who gave one of the best interviews I've ever read in my life the other day, where he basically said, no one is going to see this film because of me, and then proceeded to spend the rest of the interview just answering very honestly to questions the interviewer was just making up.
Yeah. About
how he spent 6 months in the center of the earth studying to be a geologist with Kong for this role.
It was a very good piss-taking interview, wasn't it?
But the thing is,
done in a very nice way.
Yeah, not in a this film is shit way. Just nope. I know people are not going to see Godzilla vs. Kong for Alexander Skarsgård, even though Donna pointed out, no. He is in it for all the people who are having to see Godzilla vs. Kong because their partner wants to. It's like, yeah, can't argue with that. Don, do you want to see Godzilla vs. Kong? Not really. You win some, you lose some.
I still love the fact that the picture that he has chosen to have on his IMDb profile.
It is fucking incredible, that picture. I hope that's on there for in eternity.
He's very pretty, isn't he?
But he just seems like a laugh as well. Like him drunkenly shouting at people while watching football. There's some videos of that. That's some funny shit.
Yeah.
I'm done anyway. Looking forward to Godzilla vs Kong. I'm kind of feeling the MonsterVerse at this point. So yeah, going in with a open heart.
I'm actually really looking forward to rewatching them all, to be fair, and watching King of the Monsters for the first time before we watch Godzilla vs Kong. So strap in for that, bitch.
No.
I mean, yes.
I'm not gonna. Right, let's go.
Let's go.
Motherfucker. We completed our In-Betweeners rewatch, didn't we?
We did. We needed to round it out, didn't we?
Yeah, so we watched the In-Betweeners 2.
I remember thinking that was all right.
Yeah, what started out literally as, oh shit.
We haven't picked a film and dinner's ready.
We haven't picked a film and dinner's ready, and so we were going to watch something with dinner. And so we're like, fuck it. Bang, there we go. In-Betweeners. First episode In-Betweeners. I don't know why we decided on that.
It's because I'd shown you that video clip that had been going around on Twitter of Neil dancing.
And so we just did that. At that point, I don't think we expected to watch all 3 series and the movies in like a 3-week period.
No.
Yeah, the In-Betweeners 2 is quite fun. It's funny, but it's also got an alarming amount of kind of heart to it. It does round off the sort of the characters quite well. It's quite a good send-off for them. It kind of makes sense. And I think holistically going back to the whole caboodle of it all, it's actually really quite good as a whole thing. And it's not aged like you would think it does. And it's not as crass as you imagine it being. Partially
because you remember it.
No, partially because the crassness is you're not looking at it laughing along with them. You're watching it and it is being portrayed as you're supposed to go, God, you're a dickhead.
Yeah.
The problem is that it underestimates how dumb the British public is. Because some people will think that's funny and it has led to things out of their control.
Yeah.
So yeah, In-Betweeners 2 is fun. And a great moment of them essentially calling out the upper class gap year students being spiritual was fantastic. What else do we watch? We rewatched Behind Enemy Lines, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because it's on Star and we've got to watch a Star movie every now and again.
Yeah.
It's good, is Behind Enemy Lines. It's fun. It is a bit of an advert for the military at points. And Owen Wilson should not be in more non-comedy roles.
No, possibly not. No.
Because you're watching and going, but it's Owen Wilson.
Yeah. And he does his I can never, like, when he does that face that he does, I can never not see him in Zoolander now. Like when he's doing his facial poses. Yeah. And that is just his face. Like, he does that with his face just generally. So it's quite distracting.
Yeah. Another Star watch.
Yeah.
We watched Cocktail, didn't we?
We did.
I'm not sure why we watched Cocktail.
I don't know, actually.
But we did.
Why did we watch Cocktail?
No idea. But I quite like Cocktail.
Oh, it's got an awful message.
It's an awful message, yeah. You're watching it going, well, why is it an awful message, Becky?
Look at that bit where she kind of basically suggests to him that he's going to try it on with her, and he's like, do you own half of Manhattan? Well, no. Well, then you're safe. And it's like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah, and then he becomes interested when he finds out that she's actually quite wealthy.
Yeah. It's awful.
Yeah.
In that sense.
It has a terrible message.
Yeah.
But it's watchable, isn't it? It's
fun
to watch.
It's
fun to look at.
Yeah, and then that other man, he shoots his head off.
Yeah, Brian Brown shoots his own face off.
Yeah. I didn't remember that bit at all.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
he's poor. It's very money-centric, this film.
So 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awful.
It also is responsible for every fucking dickhead who works in a cocktail bar thinking that it makes them better than any other barman.
And thinking that it's acceptable to take like 10 minutes to make a drink.
Yeah, it is. It's
bang it in the glass and put an umbrella in it.
Showing off for the sake of it. One of my best moments that I have ever had of somebody just fucking just not standing for that bullshit. I will go mildly off topic here. Slight tangent. Is myself and Maka went to a bar. One of my friends went to a bar, and I think you will agree here. Maka is one of the most pleasant and nice people out there, isn't he? He's not. He's one of those people who just never had a bad word. Doesn't have a bad word to say about people, does he?
He'll always see the good in people.
He will always see the good in people. It is why for a long time he was the yin to my yang. And so we're in this cocktail bar in York, this new cocktail bar in York, and we'd gone in for a drink, and we've ordered these drinks, and Mac was hammered, and I wasn't quite hammered, but I met Mac, and he'd been out drinking during the day, and he was very, very drunk, and the guy's making these drinks in front of us, and honestly, it took him to make 2 cocktails. It took him over 5 minutes. And there was like 6 girls at a table at the back, and me and Macca in the entire bar. So it wasn't like he was showing off to anybody, and we were clearly not interested in him doing this. But he was still doing all of the and we're stood there, and he's rubbed an orange peel around the rim of the glass and along the stem of the glass, and done all this stuff, and then sprayed something in front of us before we drank it. So And then Macca just grabs the drink, necks it, puts it down and goes, "Can I have another one?" And fucking dick about this time, you pretentious prick.
Nice.
And the guy sort of looked at us and just went, the theatre's part of the whole thing. He went, "You're a fucking barman and accept it, dickhead."
Wow.
Which, for the first time in my life, I had to be the sensible and embarrassed one with Macca. And I was like, "I'm going to sit down and I'll wait for these next ones."
It's a weird thing though. Like when I used to work at a cocktail bar, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, you need to learn to do the flair with the glasses, and like if you get really good at it, they have flair competitions." I was like, but you've put me on making the drinks for the tables in the restaurant because I'm underage, so no one can see me. Oh yeah, but it's good practice, isn't it? It's like, I'm just gonna make them. I'm just gonna make the drinks because the people at the table can't see me. And it's like they like for a while there, it was like a whole thing, wasn't it? Like this bullshittery.
Yes, I got away with it when I worked at a cocktail bar. I'm terrible for podcast there, but I'm doing the Bunny Ears thing. I got away with it when I worked at a cocktail bar because it was a gay bar, and I didn't have to do that because apparently I was gay bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did get bought an awful lot of drinks when I worked at that gay bar. It was fantastic. Yeah, all those drink tokens.
Yeah.
Good times.
Good time.
What else to watch? What
Do you ever get fucked by anyone in the gay bar, Mark? I'm just going to ask.
Becky.
Okay. Good answer.
It wasn't alarming how many times I went to the toilet and saw someone getting blown, though.
Yeah. Back in day, eh?
Yeah. We watched Cold Creek Manor. Another Stars watch.
We watched Cold Creek Manor because you went to type cocktail in and got as far as CO and then went, "Ooh, Cold Creek Manor's on there."
Yeah. Mike Feig's movie, starring Dennis Quaid, Sharon Stone, Stephen Dorff, Juliette Lewis, Kirsten Stewart, and Christopher Plummer.
Say the director's name again, Mark.
Mark Figgis.
Say it again.
Mike Figgis.
Yeah, okay. The first time around was Mike Feig.
Was it?
Yeah.
I think it's because I was already trying to read the cast out in my brain.
Yeah, all right. No,
No
I just...
Feig in there either.
No, but I got excited.
I'm so sorry, man. I had to.
Yeah. So what do you think about this, Bex? Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It's a bit crap, isn't it?
Was that your review? Just like barely audible meh.
It is. That's it. It's like, so what? Have you ever seen this, Ian? I'll explain briefly so we can move on. I'll explain.
What year did it come out?
Right? Sorry, you've not seen it then?
What year did it come out?
2003.
I'm pretty fucking sure that I was working at Blockbuster and took this as part of my 10 free rentals a week. And I could not tell you the first thing about it.
That doesn't surprise me because I watched it only a week ago and I'm struggling.
Sure.
But the premise of it is, right, Sharon Stone's character works away a lot, right? And at the start of the movie, she is on a plane with her boss. Her boss basically tells her that if she fucks him, she's going to get a promotion. Midway through that conversation, or just at the end of that conversation, she gets a phone call, doesn't she, on the plane, right? And she's talking to her husband, Dennis Quaid, right? Who we find out is a documentary filmmaker, but makes no money doing it. So essentially, she's supporting it, and he's basically a house husband with a hobby. He's having this conversation, and then his son nearly gets run over because he runs out into the middle of the road. A busy road as well, isn't it? It's not like it's the road outside their house. It's a busy road near the school. So do you know what? That's it. They've got to sell up and move out of New York into the country because it's too dangerous. Right? So they do that. And then inexplicably, for no reason, Sharon Stone's character just admits, for no reason, literally, like, they're just having breakfast, just like going, do you know what? What? Do you know what happened just before we moved out? What? I nearly fucked my boss for a promotion. I was going to do it. And Dennis Quaid's like, what? But then nothing else happens because of that.
No.
And Stephen Dorff walks around with his shirt off a lot.
I mean, that's quite nice.
Yeah, the Dorffness is quite good.
Yeah.
Juliette Lewis plays Juliette Lewis.
Yeah. Yeah. It's quite a toned down Juliette Lewis, though, to be fair.
I get the feeling there was a lot of cuts.
Yeah. It's an odd one. I think Stephen Dorff is easily the best thing in it. Like, he does the menacing element of what he's supposed to be being quite well.
No, but at points it makes you try.
Shakes a snake at them at some
At points it makes you try to think that he's not the bad guy in it. But you're going, but he clearly is because he's Stephen Dorff.
Yeah, there is that. Yeah.
Rewatch Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah,
Nice.
we did.
Looks fantastic in 4K on iTunes.
How's Anna Darmas doing? Tell her I say hi.
She's doing good, isn't she?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It is really fucking good.
It is really good. Like,
mental that somebody else has given Denis Villeneuve $200 million to make another sci-fi epic that nobody will go and see. Yeah.
Yeah.
They won.
I'm really psyched for Dune.
You're really psyched for Dune, right? The people who make it, who turn a movie from making $60 million or even $100 million to a movie that makes $500 million don't give a shit.
It's Dune and No Time to Die are out in very close proximity to each other. And that feels like death for Dune.
Yeah. But I'm very much looking forward to it because what Villeneuve does, and with the aid of very good performances and Roger Deakins' fantastic cinematography in it, is incredible. It's also it's a lot longer in the movie that you get Harrison Ford than I remember.
Yeah.
We watched that's like shit, it comes into it with only like it's a 2.5 hour movie, or 2 hour 40-minute movie.
About an hour 45 in it. Sorry.
Yeah, it's 2 hours in.
Yeah.
So he's only in it for like he's not in it a lot.
He's not in it a lot at all, no.
Which is quite good now with Harrison Ford. Because
Aww.
but he don't give a shit, does he?
He's good in this.
He's alright in this. But he's not doing much. He's just walking around being old and craggy.
I mean, that's what he's good at. He's quite craggy in the first one. Like, he's quite grumpy in the first one.
But yeah, it's very good.
It is very, very good. And there's some solid cut action on display.
There's some good cut action.
It looks beautiful. I think the issue with it is it suffers from not being the first one. And it isn't as good as Blade Runner. But it's very, very fucking good. But I think when you've got that level of expectation in your mind, nothing's going to fucking live up to it. Like, it is my favourite film. Nothing was ever going to live up to Blade Runner.
No, but I think I think it's good that you liked Blade Runner 2049 as much as you do. It is quite comforting.
Yeah.
You weren't having to make excuses for liking it. It is a really, really good film.
Yeah.
Whereas, for instance, Rambo Last Blood, I could see why people were shitting on that, but I got enough out of it.
Yeah.
There is that. We watched Kid Detective.
Yes.
Not a touch
nice.
because it is a relatively new film. I know that we are all spoilers all the time. We do, when we review stuff like this as what we've been watching, we try not to spoiler it. It's really, really good.
It is actually.
It's really entertaining. Sorry, babe.
I was shocked actually. I wasn't expecting to like this as much as I did.
I like Adam Brody.
I like Adam Brody.
I really like him as I think his career trajectory that he's gone on, that he's purposefully chosen, is really fucking interesting. The fact that he went, I could go down the just being in rom-coms and being quippy, but I'm not. I'm going to try and do interesting things. It's fun playing on the whole noir gumshoe kind of element of it.
Yeah.
Of doing that, and it's funny playing on that, and it is outright really funny at points.
Yeah.
But it does have some kicker moments in it as well, and the moments where it has the drama and it has the moment. It has absolutely earned those moments.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No, it's very, very good.
And so you get that, and it has a fucking a brilliant last shot. Like, if we're going to talk underappreciated last shots of last bits of movies, it is possibly up there with Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3, which I still think like one of the greatest endings of a movie of all time.
Fucking good movie, that.
It's a fucking great movie. And then finally, our final one is we rewatched off the back of this, actually, didn't we? Kid Detective.
Did we?
Yeah.
I didn't realise that was your thought process.
Yeah.
What was your connective tissue there?
Noir elements.
Fair play.
Yeah. We rewatched Rian Johnson's Brick.
Yes.
Okay.
It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it really is, actually. I didn't get on with Brick when I watched it.
Whereas I did.
Whereas you did. But really appreciated it this time. I think maybe I was just in a funk when we watched it the first time. And do you know what? There is little bits that make it a little bit impenetrable, I guess, to start off with, like getting used to the
dialogue.
Like the dialogue and the sort of the rhythm of their dialogue as well, for actually understanding what they're saying, even if you don't understand what they're saying, if that makes sense.
I think also as well, switching to the fact that it's a noir film about schoolyard politics.
Yeah.
And so some of the stuff they're saying, it's been treated with this real sort of melodrama element to it. But it's really, if you're looking at it, you're going, but that's really fucking frivolous stuff. Why are you taking it so seriously? And you're going, because to them, it is everything. And that's a really fun element to it. I think it holds up really, really well. Some of the acting, it's a little bit not there, but it's a very low budget movie.
Kind of gave me slight shades of Under the Silver Lake vibes.
Yeah, there's definitely that element to it. Yeah, that kind of laid back, lazy LA look to it. But yeah,
well, thematically as well, obviously, because he's trying to work out like what's going on and stuff like that. It's picking it apart, so yeah.
But yeah, it's. I mean, for a movie that was under 500,000 to make, is ridiculous. And you know, people look back and go, "Well, yeah, Just Gonna Live It hadn't really done anything post. You know, he'd done a few bits post Third Rock from the Sun, but this was the thing that kind of
Made people notice.
Catapulted him into, oh shit, it's that kid from the Sun.
It's now that early film from Joseph Gordon-Levitt rather than that film where the girl from Lost dies.
Yeah, which was like a really big thing when it came out.
Yeah.
Oh, the girl from Lost's in it. It's just like all the posters and everything.
Like real fucking briefly.
Yeah. And then she's done nothing ever since. Yeah, that's everything we've watched this week. Well, no, not one more, obviously.
Was it right for Sylvia Otterson to kill her unborn child simply because she couldn't keep track of who the father was?
That was her choice.
Too short.
Maybe she was afraid.
What about you, Harry? You have a woman who loves you. A boy who's devoted to you. Why did you abandon them?
They deserve better.
Too easy.
Because I'm selfish.
The Snowman is directed by Thomas Alfredson and stars Michael F. Fassbender, Rebecca Ferguson, Chloe Sevigny
Twice.
again.
Twice!
Yeah. Fucking J.K. Simmons, Charlotte Gainsbourg, and Val Kilmer. Maybe his voice.
Spitz.
Who knows?
Not his voice.
I mean, wow, right. So, my key memory of seeing this in the cinema was that a guy I work with, Al, was also in the same screening, but I didn't know he was there until the end. I stood up and I saw him in the aisle, and he just looked at me. He was just like, well, I could tell by the look of your face, you thought exactly the same as I did. What the fuck was that? Yeah. I mean, that, for me, that is the Snowman. What the fuck was that? I am fascinated to turn the spotlight on Becky and say, Miss Police, you had all the clues. Do you think you could have saved her? Because I think any other person on Earth probably would have been able to save some people here. But Michael F. Fassbender just isn't capable. What did you think of the Snowman, Bex?
I think, obviously, it's my first time watching it, and I think the amount of mocking of it that you guys do had maybe tempered my expectations to the point where I actually didn't hate it because I was expecting it to be so much worse. I mean, the story is relatively incoherent, but you can make it up in your head from bits that you're given. You shouldn't have to.
Can I just point something out?
Go on.
That I think it is good to point. This is the right time to point this out. Ian will know this, but it's right, isn't it, that the director has readily admitted that 15 to 20% of the scripts just didn't get shot.
Yep.
And that's like a fifth of the movie.
Yeah, that's a significant chunk. Yeah. But yeah, I think you can piece it together and you can make a little bit of sense of it. But I feel like obviously with that, it's not a good movie, but you can piece together a coherent story from it. For fuck's sake. Sorry. I messaged Mark earlier something saying, he asked me a question, I put no idea, and he's just sent me a picture of a fucking deer with no eyes.
Very good.
God, Mark, you are an idiot.
Very
good. So, yeah, but there's little bits where you can, I'm not high-fiving that, fuck off. There's little bits where
Sorry.
where it makes it glaringly obvious. Like you could just pass it off as a bad film that didn't really flesh out its story properly. Apart from there's a couple of bits. There's the bit where he's speaking to his like researchy type guys, isn't he? Yeah. When he's chasing after them.
Yeah.
And they mention about the family history of Matthias, whatever the fuck he's called. And they basically say the same bit twice different ways.
Yeah.
In answer to different questions, and it's like, well, that's clearly just being shot twice and pieced fucking together, aren't it, lazily? And there's a bit where he's speaking to him on the ice. He's saying, oh, you know, it wasn't her that left you. She's not the one that let you down. It's your father, blah, blah, blah. And it's obviously supposed to be this really poignant fucking moment where he's making him, you know, rethink the way that he sees the world and shit. But he's not earned that, because I'm guessing that part of that 15 to 20% that didn't get shot was him maybe looking into it a bit. Like, he has no context or background or any information like on that to kind of to make that. He's not earned being able to make that statement to him in the film. Go on, what?
There's another bit that I'll come to when I buy it about.
Oh no, do it now.
That I think that is the whole right. But where was that? So, because it's Ian, was this your second watch?
Yes.
And it was your first watch. Inexplicably, it's my third watch.
Fucking hell, Mark. Right, yeah.
Bex, can I pose a question to you then? The whole J.K. Simmons subplot, right? That has nothing to do with the rest of the movie.
No.
At all.
No, it doesn't, does it?
Nope. Goes nowhere either. He doesn't get his comeuppance.
His uppance did not come.
No, it didn't.
Oh my god, that bit as well. Like, it's not related to missing information, missing stuff in the story, but that fucking bit where he's talking to what's face, Rebecca Ferguson at the party, and then like
just
well, he just takes a photo.
No, not even that.
yeah.
He walks like 5 steps away and speaks to his quote marks, his man, and then sends him back to proposition her and give her a key card. But he's
still right there.
He stood right there, like peeping round a corner at her creepily. Fucking hell, that cracked us up, didn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah,
it was the most. My mate fancies you.
Yeah.
That bit was just fucking off. Oh, and the bit where he goes to her apartment and she like attacks him as well.
Yeah.
It's like, right, there's clearly something missing there that's made her attack him, because she wouldn't just attack him. Nothing has led up to her attacking him like that. Then he takes the gun and she gets her oven gun out. And then we were questioning whether everyone in Norway has an oven gun.
I mean, this film has got some like people escalating quickly. I mean, what about that bit when Michael F. Fassbender walks into his house, sees that fumigator, and fucking shoots at him?
Yeah, and as was pointed out on the How Did This Get Made podcast, literally the only reason why he doesn't commit murder is because he's a bad shot.
It is incredible. Like, the thing is, the 15-20% of the script feels like it's almost like every 6th line.
Yeah, it's not like a segment that they went, we probably don't need to do this. It's literally the connective tissue.
It's I mean, it is a fucking. It's a baffling film. I think it looks. Kermode used to say this being televisual, and he doesn't say it so much now because a lot of high-end TV looks like a film. But this, for me, looks televisual. It's a weird aspect ratio to start with, and there's tiny black bars at the top and bottom, but it's very blown out. and it doesn't look like there was an awful lot of thought or attention paid other than it's snowy as fuck.
Can I point out though that my major problem, I think you share this actually, Becky, with Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy is that looks like a television program.
Yeah, looks like
Sure.
an ITV special.
I haven't watched it. I could believe that. I'll say that.
Don't waste your time.
I quite like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, but no, fair enough. It's just so many choices are the wrong choice in this. Like, he's called Harry Hole for a start. It's just terrible fucking name. And again, I mean, a lot of this is going to come from How Did This Get Made, because that podcast is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Like, the things that are pointed out in that. But from the start, you're just almost like in media res of a kid being punished because he doesn't know enough about the Norwegian government. And it's like, what is this about?
Yeah, also as well, the weird punishment of him getting, of his mother getting coffee beans thrown at her.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's like
specific.
All these things build up to what he is doing with the snowman, you know, like he's like coffee beans for like the smile and the whole kind of like get an answer wrong, and even though the get an answer wrong and I'll punish the other person thing only really it only turns up at the end, you know, it's the only time he's actually got somebody else stuck there. But I mean, Chloe Sevigny turning up twice, like the actress who was supposed to play one of the sisters didn't turn up. Yeah. So they were like, can you just be a twin?
Yeah, it literally is like what we'll do is we'll straighten your hair and we'll put some makeup on you and it'll be fine.
Either that, or like Chloe Sevigny in every single one of her contracts has got just a weird stipulation where it's like, I must be in at least 4% of any film I'm in. And they found that with the one character, she was only in 3.8.
Yeah, they went, whoop, we've got to get you on for another 85 seconds, we reckon.
I mean, it's bizarre that Chloe Sevigny is in that role.
Yeah.
But it's such a nothing role, and yet she plays twins.
Yeah, you get the feeling that A, there was supposed to be more to that, and B, she signed on when Scorsese was set to direct.
The whole, I mean, like, the killer, like, Donna, like, came in and out of the film. She watched that scene of him on the train with Fassbender, and she just went, is he the killer?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. He is so the killer the first time he turns up. You go, oh, it's him then.
The thing is, when he was on the train with Fassbender, it was like, don't worry, I'll cover for you. I actually thought, I feel like an idiot for saying this, but I actually thought, oh, that's interesting that they're just going to have a decent relationship. I thought it was wrong-footing you earlier on. It's like, actually, no, that guy's all right. And it's like, he's gonna, like, he just likes Fassbender. No, he's the killer. So, fair play, it wrong-footed me because I thought the film was smarter than it was.
But also, it never explains the reason why it can't be explained that Michael Fassbender is Oleg's dad.
But he's not.
He's not.
He's not?
No, I don't think so. He's just one of the boyfriends she's had since.
Like, Oleg says at one point, like, you're not a boyfriend anymore.
Yeah, but it's weird. It seems, I thought it intimated that he was the dad.
It kind of, it does kind of, but it never confirms it. It's alright, I've got 6 books to read and then I'll be able to tell you. 6 books, 7 of the fucking Harry Hole series.
Actually, no, it's not actually pronounced Harry Hole, though, in the books, is it?
Is it not?
No.
Don't tell me it's Hole. It is actually Hole.
It is Hole, yeah.
Is it?
Hole. Why?
That's it. It's not in the books. It's Harry Hole.
Right. Okay.
So why didn't they just like go? Do you know what? In English, Harry Hole sounds fucking daft, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it actually says in the trivia on IMDb for this, Hole roughly translates as hill from Norwegian to English. So what? That's fucking worse. He's Harry Hill.
That is worse.
That is worse.
That's worse.
Just call him Harry Holly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But right,
Don't
sorry,
make a-
you're missing the bigger fucking question here. Why start with book fucking 7?
Hey, books 1 to 6 were shit.
Well, no, they're all very highly rated on Amazon.
A lot of books are highly rated, and I've read some books.
Oh, and the fuck it. I know we've used this word already today in the recording, but the hubris of making that film and then trying to set up a sequel.
No. I have a worse bit. I have a worse bit.
It's scaring me.
Right?
Go on.
So, I get it that the book was written in 2007, I believe.
Right.
Right? But the movie appears to be set, based on the phones and things we use, appears to be set closer to the time of being made.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So why do they seem so fucking baffled by the sheer idea of what essentially is an iPad that they've put into a big, huge fucking box?
Right. Let's talk about that for a second. The amount of time that is dedicated to that fucking thing.
Yeah.
And again, they say it on How Did This Get Made, but
Yeah.
I watched this and was like, yeah, her, like, not even hiding it up on that shelf.
Oh.
Just placing it on that shelf. And then just...
You know what's really fucking subtle.
And the whole, I mean, I know you said it earlier on, Mark, but it's fucking hilarious how much J.K. Simmons' character is in this film and how it's like, oh, she's dead now, never mind, moving on. It's fucking embarrassing.
It is. It almost renders not only J.K. Simmons' character irrelevant, but it almost renders Rebecca Ferguson's character irrelevant.
Apparently she doesn't die in the book.
At this point, you're looking at her going, she doesn't look dead. She doesn't look dead. I know she is dead, but she looks like she's got a bit more colour.
Yeah. Does. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
She looks better there.
Yeah.
Than at any other point in the movie.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's a fucking shambles. Is the Snowman. I mean, one of the worst put together films I like, especially like Hollywood, like major release films there has been in years. I mean, but it's both entertaining in that way. Like, just whenever there's a reveal of a snowman, it's so funny. Like, and just the Marco Beltrami's score. So Johnny Greenwood did a score which was rejected, and Marco Beltrami came in as a substitute. And his loud noises whenever a snowman is revealed, it's what the fuck am I watching? I mean, I know I said it at the start of the show, but the double-faced snowman.
Yeah.
Like this, and also, I mean, and again, how did this get made? But Jesus fucking Christ, the fact that the killer is in his house playing that same very distinct song that was playing at a previous murder scene, and there is that guy just dancing in his house, and he doesn't put two and two together. Like, Harry Hole deserves to be killed at the end of this film. Like, he is so dumb. He doesn't figure anything out.
Nope.
Rebecca Ferguson figures more out than him about a completely separate case that actually has nothing to do with the main case, as it turns out, and is then unceremoniously killed.
To the point of where I think you go, wait, is she dead? Oh. All right.
Yeah.
She got to a point. She was, no, I don't want to be involved in this fucking shite anymore. Just kill me off. Given the personnel involved, though, it's mind blowing.
This
Fucking
movie
baffling.
shouldn't be bad. Also, as well, the weirdness of the creepy doctor,
Yeah.
right? So when he's sat there, he's got like his nails painted for some reason. His toenails painted.
Yes, he does, yeah.
He's very chill, that doctor.
It's so odd. Yeah, there's so much this movie that just I think even if you put another 20% into it, it still wouldn't make sense.
And I mean, like, I enjoyed Val Kilmer on screen here when he just like had enough of talking to Toby Jones, just went out that window.
Yeah,
And just started literally just waving his butt at him.
I mean, that's just doing what we all really secretly want to do.
Yep. And you know, the dubbing is bad, but the reasons for it are quite
Fair
sad.
enough. Yeah.
But yeah, there's just the weird thing is Val Kilmer now is really, whenever you see him sort of talking about looking back on his movies, he's really quite, you can tell he is like, do you know what? I wish I could go back and do all this stuff now, but I can't because of health reasons. Because he's like, do you know what? I actually had a good time doing it, and yeah, it isn't quite the movie we set out to make, but I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. And you're going, do you know what, Val? We wish it wasn't, but it kind of is.
Do you know what? I enjoyed it enough, to be fair.
I was fine with it, but I think our sort of passion for this type of movie
Yeah.
carried us through it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's just...
I do wonder whether the character is competent in the books.
Well, he must be. They don't review his cases because look, these are cases of somebody who's just terrible.
Oh no.
And he literally at one point when his boss says you've got to come to work, and he basically goes, yeah, well, someone's got to get murdered, haven't they? It's like, yeah, they do actually. That's a good point.
Oh dear. I mean, yeah. It's not the best.
And why do the offices look like they're Google?
I did enjoy that kind of base that they set themselves up in the second half of the film, where they're already practicing social distancing.
Yeah, I also enjoyed the fact that Harry Hole literally destroys the idea of a lockable file cabinet by just turning it over and removing the bottom.
Yeah.
Just like with grit. There wasn't any of the getting a knife and trying to jimmy it up, and it was just like, boom, bang, done, gone. He just seems to steal files from Rebecca Ferguson. That is the only thing he's good at.
Yeah.
That and falling asleep outside of places.
He does do that.
He walked by a bar, looks at it, goes, that looks like fun. Next shot, he's asleep outside.
He's asleep outside, yeah, quite.
There's not even any fucking of him getting drunk.
No.
He's just asleep outside
Maybe
of it.
that's part of the 20%.
It's an awful film.
It is. Charlotte Gainsbourg is in it, right? And literally, like, they went, right, it's winter, it's Norway, I'm wearing a miniskirt. It's winter, I'm wearing a miniskirt and I run an art gallery. Okay, but how about no? I am wearing miniskirts and I run an art gallery. Okay, fine, yeah, sure, that's fine.
We did decide as well, didn't we, that she only agreed to do it because she forced them to put a sex.
Oh yeah, that literally. I don't think that. I think they were supposed to have an argument, and she just went, "What would Charlotte Gainsbourg do in this scene?"
How about if I dry hump him fully clothed?
Yeah.
But in a miniskirt, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what happened there.
Yeah.
I do like me some Charlotte Gainsbourg though. Like,
I'll agree. She has a weird energy to her.
Horny bitch, though, isn't she?
Yeah, she's French, isn't she?
Yeah. It's out of their control.
Yeah, it's out of their control. It's just genetic. All French women are horny, and all French men are skeezy.
Wow, definitely shit.
Geostorm.
Oh, no, it's definitely shit. It's not so bad, it's good.
I am in Geostorm because I have watched it now 3 times. I don't think, and all times I have been all right with it. And
actually, yeah, I'm changing mine to shit. If Mark's watched it 3 times, it's shit.
And then the other thing is, in my brain, I'm going, will I watch the Snowman again?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
so, yeah, that's where I am with it. Our audience poll, definitely not shit, 0%. Touching cloth, 40%. And shit, 60%.
It's kind of more spread out than I thought it would be.
It is a little bit, yeah.
Fair enough. Twitter questions. Let's go.
Dylan Black Lanterns, if you were to exist in the world of one film, but not being any of the on-screen characters, which would it be? Personally, I'd go for Married to the Mob. That's a good shout, actually, that.
Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery.
That's a fucking good shout, that. You're allowed to exist in the world, but I'm not allowed to be one of the characters.
Totoro.
Oh, shit, yeah. All right.
Fair point, yeah. That's out of left field. Did you just say that because it's literally in front of you?
No, because it was always going to be Ghibli, and then I was like, Spirited Away, there's lots of food. But then if you eat it, you turn into a pig. No, Totoro.
So you're there for the ramen?
I mean, Miyazaki draws some
Miyazaki
good fucking
draws
ramen.
some fucking good ramen,
Yeah.
doesn't he? That's a fair point. Ooh, it's been one world, but I'm not allowed to be a character in it.
No, you just pick somewhere that looks nice.
Confusing. To live and die in LA.
Fucking hell, righto.
There you fucking go. I'm offering no explanation for that. Richard Kidd. With only one film released since 2017, and that appeared to be a contractual obligation, is Michael Fassbender a spent force?
Yeah.
No, 2 words. Alicia Vikander.
That's why he's spent.
Well, the weird thing is, I actually listened to a podcast that has nothing to do with film that he was on, where he explained his reasoning for why he's not made anything for a while.
Go
on. Basically, it was a football podcast, and it's a specific podcast that is about Liverpool Football Club that I subscribe to, and they do a show that's called it's like a post-match show, and it's a quick reaction to what's happened in the game, bits like that. And it was the show after we came back and beat Barcelona 4-0. And they record it back in normal times. They used to record it from in a bar that they essentially went out of a room and they record it from in there, and it's kind of like a little bit of a party for all the contributors and bits like that. And weirdly, Michael Fassbender was there, so because he's a big Liverpool fan, and they asked him if he'd be on the show, and he was like, "Yeah, sure." And he talks about the football thing, and he basically admitted that the reason being why he said that he sort of stepped back from acting for a little bit is because
invested in Klopper.
It's because he said the problem is, he said, I went from being a job actor that didn't get many jobs and nobody knew me, and then I made 300, and I started getting offered loads of work that I panicked and just started saying yes to everything, and then just worked for like so many years, and then was going, oh, I could do this, and I could do this, and I could do this. But the problem was, then had the money to do all of these things. He said, and then being honest, had the fame to be able to do these things, like go to the Monaco Grand Prix and go to this Liverpool match and do all this. He said, but I never had the actual time to do it because I was literally going from shooting this film to shooting this film to shooting this film. He said, so I was just getting no time off, that I just went, do you know what? I'm married, I want to have some kids, and I want to do all of these things
How old is he?
that I want to do. I said, so I'm just going to take a few years off. He said, and then I started taking like a few years off, got really into motor racing, and now I'm just really happy doing that for the time being. And it's like, fair enough.
He's not
Fair
been
enough.
particularly great crop of films towards the
Well,
end.
he said, eventually, your luck will run out and you'll be in something crap.
And that happened a while ago.
Well, yeah, he literally went from being in Assassin's Creed to this. He filmed those back to back.
Well, he's in.
The Snowman that we just. What is it?
I think. Have we seen Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
Is it so shy that I've blocked it from memory?
Yeah, man, he's 100% in Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, you willfully fell asleep during Assassin's
I
Creed.
forced myself to sleep.
Yeah.
I think I forced myself to sleep when you tried to play the game as well, because that's boring as shite as well. So
The game is very boring, yeah.
Assassin's Creed, Song to Song's not very good either, is it? Alien Covenant, fuck me. The Snowman, and then X-Men Dark Phoenix. Not a great crop there.
No, his post-2015 work was not choice.
Mm.
Whereas, sort of between 2011 and 2015, and he was in a lot of movies, there's some really good stuff in there.
Mm. And Jonah Hex.
I'd like to see him work again with Steve McQueen. Because I think his Steve McQueen work has been the best.
Yeah.
Hunger, Shame, 12 Years a Slave. He's very, very good in 12 Years a Slave at playing just somebody with no redemptive quality whatsoever. For somebody who seems like a really nice guy, for him to be able to play that nasty is very good.
I've never seen that. Still not seen that. It's bad, though, isn't it?
It is, but I can see why someone would not want to watch 12 Years a Slave.
Mm.
It's not a pleasant watch. It's like nobody wants to sit down on a nice entertaining evening and goes, "Oh, should we watch Schindler's List?"
I mean, I do.
Says you. Yeah.
So that was our questions.
Cool. Good question.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. So we will leave it there. And coming up on next week's show, it's my favourite. It's my favourite boy. It's Kong. And he is going to be joined by Godzilla. Also, Chaos Walking is out on PVOD over here from Friday.
It is, isn't it?
Oh.
I kind of feel like we've got to watch that.
I feel like we're going to watch it as well,
Yeah. Do you know what's quite interesting? Daisy Ridley recently said that she'd be quite interested in some kind of MCU film. It's like, really? That because you want to join another franchise because your other one ran out?
Is that because that's basically what the aim of all young actors is now? Because cinema's potentially dying. Who knows? Who's to say?
Apart from Logan Lerman, who literally was asked about, would you like to get in one of those? And he's like, nope, wouldn't like to be an autism. And I'm like, oh, what, you not agree with him? Do you think they're bad for cinema? He's like, no, I really enjoy them. I just don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, why not? You're like, I like watching them, but just the idea of being in them and being in them for like 7 or 8 years and then not being able to be in anything else is just not why I'm doing this. And it's like, that's a fair enough answer. But it was literally, they were desperate to try and say, oh, so is it not real acting? He's like, no, I just don't want to be in one. Why is that so difficult to understand?
Yep. So, we will talk more next week. But until that time, thank you ever so much for joining me, Mark.
Thank you very much, Ian.
Thank you ever so much for joining me, Becky.
Thanks for hosting.
You're very welcome. Go get some food, and we are out.
Bye.
O sarà
podcast is part of the Pod Syndicate family. For more criminally compelling shows, articles, and conversations, head to wearePodsyndicate.com.